Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on the free iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy directed all employees in his department to respond to Elon Musk's directed email that requires all employees in the government to list 5 accomplishments or face termination. Other federal agencies are telling their workers not to respond. That contributes to confusion, says ABC's Karen Travers in Washington.
It's also important to note that when the administration has gone to court, they have actually said, White House lawyers have said in court, that Elon Musk has no formal or actual authority to make government decisions. They have said that he is operating in an advisory capacity, which would certainly indicate he doesn't have the ability then to just say over a tweet, a message on X, that people can get fired.
Ukrainian President Zelensky says his government hopes to sign a deal in Washington. Negotiators working with the U.S. to get U.S. access to Ukrainian mineral rights. Grammy winner Roberta Flack has died at 88. This is ABC News. Starbucks announced it will lay off 1,100 corporate employees around the world as part of a bid to streamline its operations. Company CEO told employees it will not affect any in-store workers. He also said Starbucks will cut less popular items from menus. Spring break travel is fast approaching, and experts warn you could be paying more this year for flights. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has details.
An airline trade group predicts a 4% increase in travelers between March 1st and April 30th. Airfares will be up by about 4% as well. Experts recommend avoiding travel around Easter and Passover to save some money. Orlando and Las Vegas are some of the top destinations.
Trial begins in North Dakota today, where Texas-based Energy Transfer is suing Greenpeace, saying the group defamed, disrupted, and facilitated attacks during protests over the oil pipeline near the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation. Greenpeace says the suit's about silencing critics. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
Sharing has never meant as much as it does now. We share the things we love most in life for the world to see. But what if we could actually do more with our sharing than just collect likes? What if this sharing could be used to make a difference? Now there's a place where we can put all that sharing to good use. The National MS Society is asking people to make a difference and share what they love with someone else who loves it too. Whether it's surfing, dancing, or whatever is important to you, we've created a place that'll help you get your experience out to the world. If you have a story, share it. If you have a solution, share that too. Join us at wearestrongerthanms.org, because together, we are stronger.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
A former Denver police officer was killed over the weekend in a shooting at a central Pennsylvania hospital. West York Borough Police Department officer Andrew Duarte, who was a member of the Denver Police Department between 2017 and 2022, was responding to a call at the hospital in the city of York near Harrisburg. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
Officer Duarte was the best of us. He was someone who put on the uniform of service and went out to try and keep his neighbors safe.
The gunman who opened fire inside the hospital was also killed. Denver Broncos linebackers coach Michael Wilhoit was arrested yesterday on suspicion of second-degree assault of a police officer. A team spokesperson said they are aware of the situation and are in the process of gathering more information. Wilhoit is a former NFL player who joined Sean Payton's staff in Denver prior to the 2023 season. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Yeah, the one problem we had was on Pena, trying to get out of the airport there at I-70. It looks like the accident is clear. It is still pretty slow. Coming in, looks like from just past Tower. It's sluggish, but seems to be picked the lanes being reopened. 270 running slow if you're coming up through Vasquez, both directions there out of Commerce City. I-25 south into downtown, but I-25 from downtown to the Tech Center. We're right at about 10 minutes on your drive time. Pretty average. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This week on Red Pilled America, we tell the story of radio icon Glenn Beck by focusing on what could be his most enduring legacy, one that almost no one has highlighted until now. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
As we turn our attention to friends and family in cozy, warm homes, keep in mind Plumline Services with plum crazy deals on new Carrier furnaces or honest repairs and service. You'll love Plumline's mission of excellence, character, and ethics, and top quality brands like Carrier, serving Castle Rock to Fort Collins. Plumline in Carrier, turn to the experts. 25 years strong. PlumlineServices.com. Service at home. Servants at heart.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hurt in a car crash? Get John Fuller on your side. Call Fuller.com.
We've become so much more than a fixed frequency from a radio tower.
Take your radio with you.
630 KHOW is now available on multiple platforms and thousands of devices. Listen to Denver's talk station from anywhere.
A stream online
at KHOW.com. It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Monday at 4 is the Trump administration getting ready to bring civil charges against the state of Colorado and Denver for Sanctuary City. Should it bring those charges? Join us at 4.
Ripped off, bad news.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, and as you'll see in that little twinkle on the side of your screen is Mark. And he's at home in his remote studio. I'm in my studio, and we're having a great time. If you're streaming, that's the Troubleshooter Show. If you're just listening on radio or podcast or wherever, downloads, have a great time because we're going to talk about things near and dear to your heart and pocketbook. What's that T-shirt say, Mark? I can't see it. What does it say? What's your T-shirt? It's something there anyway. Does he hear me? He doesn't even hear me, does he? His T-shirt says, oh, Rolling Stones. Okay, that's pretty cool. You're allowed to have a Rolling Stones T-shirt.
Hey, hey, hey.
Rolling Stones. I just wondered what your T-shirt said. Okay, so.
Rolling Stones.
I got, you know what
Collect
I got
no
with me
moss,
right now?
right?
I got Deputy Doc with me. Deputy Doc came over to the
oh, cool.
To the remote studio. We got Deputy D, I believe, at the mothership. I think he's going there. And I have a
Hi,
guest.
Tom. It's Deputy D and Deputy Bo's here with me at the studio.
D and Bo. Okay, any follow-ups before we get going?
Not for me yet.
All right, what do you got, Doc?
Just working on a few right now.
Hold on, Doc's got something.
Okay.
Caroline.
About propane problem she was having.
How long ago was this?
Maybe just last week.
Okay, Caroline, okay.
They said she owed them $500 for a propane refill.
Oh, and it was a new company that had been taken over.
So here's the deal.
And she didn't understand it at all.
Right. They overfilled her tank. She was supposed to get only 500 gallons, units, whatever it is. And there was extra $325 charge because the guy misread the sheet and gave her more gas than she had asked for. And she had no money. She was waiting for the LEAP program to help pay.
Okay.
So,
all right, that makes sense. So really, she did get the gas. It was just more than she had ordered.
She had no money to pay for it.
Right.
So we got in touch with LEAP. We sent them a check for $500.
Oh, that's great stuff.
It would cover the $325. And she would only get 125
charge.
75 units, gallons, whatever it is, to make up the 500.
So she only had to pay for part of it, is what you're saying, though. They paid for it. LEAP.
Right. Well, Lee gave her the 500.
Right.
Which covered the 325 she owed.
Right.
Plus another 175, which would cover her next fill-up.
That's
So
good.
instead of getting 500 at the next fill-up, she'll get 175, and
Got
then
it.
she'll be back on track.
All right. So basically, though, they overfilled her by mistake.
Correct.
All right. See, a lot of people that have big propane tanks, even though they have a big tank, don't always get it topped off. They can only afford a certain amount each month. So they literally go from, to service with what they can afford. Right. And in her case, they saw an empty tank and filled it. So, Doc, that was really good. Cool. Let me get my dinger out.
Okay.
Did you hear my dinger, by the way, on the air? I just said.
Pathetic today, Tom.
But
Yes.
is it going over the air there, Shannon?
Yes. Yes.
It is. Okay. I don't hear it on the air. Anyway, go ahead. So anyway, she's all cool.
Everything is copacetic. She's made whole, and she's back on track.
All right. So anyway, folks, 303-7 Talk is our number, 303-713-8255. Now you're going to hear my dinger. I just made an adjustment here. Watch. Listen to this one now. There. Did you hear that, Shannon?
You definitely sounded more distracted.
No, I'm asking. Okay, man. I'm telling you, I don't know why this guy is being so nasty. I'm going to try it again. My dinger.
There we go.
Thank you. See, Deputy Doc was technically a dinger
Dingers.
doctor, in a matter of speaking. Anyway, 303-713-8255. So Eva has a question about open enrollment. By the way, open enrollment, I believe, is over. Right, Mark? I mean, open enrollment is toward the end of the year, and it's a chance for you to change.
I think it's way over.
Yeah, it's usually from around December 7th to January 15th. That's approximately when it's open enrollment.
Now, open enrollment, the reason there's open enrollment is because of Obamacare, and they wanted to be able to predict actuarially who's going to participate and what the rates will be. They made everyone sign up at a certain time of year or make changes during a certain time of year, except for very minor exceptions. Exceptions are if you lose a job, if you move, or something like that. But in 98% of the cases, if you want to change coverage at all, you have to do it during open enrollment. And that's the only time you get to change unless there's a life-changing event. So people say, make sure you like your coverage or, you're stuck with it. And in essence, that's kind of true. So Eva, what's going on with you? Are you there, Eva?
She should be.
Eva? Oh, my goodness.
We might have lost her.
Let's see if we can resurrect Eva. She wanted to know about open enrollment. And open enrollment, though, I believe is over. Now, you can text me as well as call me. You can text the iHeart short code. That's for all shows. And it comes to iHeart. You put my name on it and it comes to me. Just put Tom in there or Mike, if you're doing Mike Brown, or Dan Kaplis, if you're doing Dan, just hit Dan. Okay, so it's 57739. Then I have my own exclusive number, and my number that comes to my cell phone, it's my Google voice number, so I have it to my cell phone for all kinds of things, and that's 747-999-5280.
Tom, just remind people when they sign up for Medicare the first time.
For Medicare.
Yeah, if they don't choose supplement, the next year and every following enrollment period, they will have their medical records examined. When you sign up the first time, you can get supplement without having to give a medical history. Once you've passed that initial time, the next year and the year after that, they will evaluate your history.
Not just if you're signing up for a supplement, but if you're changing.
If you're changing to supplement, like I was denied because of my medical history. So, but if I had signed up initially with supplements.
So initially, supplements cannot turn you down.
Correct.
But after that, if you want to change, the new companies can ask for medicals.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I have a supplement. I have a supplement I've had from the beginning, and I think it's called a G.
Right.
It's one of the best you can buy. And when I had my back surgery, I paid $20. Now, A lot depends on the time of year, because don't you have a deductible? We all have deductibles, no matter what kind of supplement we have.
Right. But all I'm pointing out is that if you don't take supplement the first time, you have to be aware of the fact that they can deny it.
If you're taking Medicare Part A and B with a supplement, or Medicare Advantage is different. Now, I personally don't like Medicare Advantage anywhere near A and B with a supplement. I believe Part A and Part B with a supplement is far superior. And then a separate drug plan. The thing about Advantage is you don't pay for it technically. They just take the money that you have that's allotted to you for Part A and Part B that you would pay anyway. And then they allot that and give you a supplement on top of it, and they control everything. But you're way more limited on healthcare providers and everything else. I have just never, when I have looked into supplements versus Advantage, I've always thought Advantage was better. Is Eva there now?
Yes.
Hi, Eva.
I'm here.
What's happening, Eva?
Hi. Well, thank you for taking my talking about this issue. I mistakenly answered a scam call trying to sign people up for their company for. I already had Cigna and I was happy with it, but I listened to it.
Now, you had Cigna for what, though, Eva? What did you have Cigna for?
My health care.
What kind of health care? I don't understand. Was it a supplement? Was it a drug plan? Was it a what was Cigna for when you said you had Cigna?
Well, I have Cigna with A and B. It's an Advantage.
Okay. You had Medicare Advantage through Cigna.
Correct.
Got it. So what happened?
Okay, so I let this person talk to me, and
what did they do? Did they try to get you to switch from Cigna to somewhere else?
Correct. And actually, I did it. And I am sorry that I did that. And
now, what do you mean? Okay, so what were they telling you on the phone? Did they call you or did you call them?
It was one of those scam calls that I answered.
And what did they say?
Well,
I
don't think it's a scam call.
Well, not necessarily. They're just trying to get you to switch. So did they say we have a better plan for you?
That's what they were trying to say. I don't know if it's true, but what I let them do was sign me up for starting March 1st. I did it over the phone.
What did you sign up for?
Signature. A different company, United Health, I think it was.
And what is it? Is it Advantage or is it still a supplement?
No, I had Advantage with Cigna, and I don't know for sure if it still is or not. But I thought, and I mentioned it to the salesperson. I said I thought that open enrollment was only, that period was over, and why would she have
when
been
did
able
this
to
call
sign
happen,
me up for a
Eva?
different company?
Eva, when did this call happen?
On Saturday.
All right, hold on a second. Let's get Integra Insurance on to find out what the hell's going on. She's right. Open enrollment was over. I don't know what game they're playing. We'll try to figure it out. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Waterpros.net, the best water systems, the best pricing, the best technology, solid state technology. I can't say enough about these guys, okay? Paul the Waterman's a friend of mine, and I have systems in my home. You can get a whole house system to get rid of forever chemicals, to soften your water, and to get drinking water, reverse osmosis at the kitchen sink for $3,195. You think that's not a great deal? For him, it's a great deal. And for plumbers, they start at 15 or 16 grand for the same stuff. Waterpros.net. You will never get better for that price or for 5 times that price. And that's waterpros.net. 303-862-5554.
Yep.
Workers across Colorado are taking paid leave to bond with their new babies. Coloradans like Justin.
Spending time with Autumn was amazing. I got to be dad and just been fun, just enjoying every second I could get with her. The one thing I'd like people to know about family was how easy it was to use, and it gave me the time that I didn't have with my other children to bond and just grow with them.
Learn more at famli.colorado.gov. Brought to you by Colorado's Family Division, the Colorado Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Well, let's find out. I want to talk to Joseph Cano about, he's a financial planner. He talks to families all the time that are approaching retirement. And he says many people are turning to annuities as they get older because they want security. They want guarantees. Joe?
That is right, Tom. I think the key word is income. Yeah, I think most people that that we've been seeing on a daily basis, they want to have a guaranteed income for life. They don't want to play around with the stock market anymore. They don't like the volatility of the market. So they want to turn whatever they have created in their lifetime by hard work into an income that's going to last them for as long as they live. And this is really what people are craving right now. They're craving an income stream. You're collecting Social Security. I'm collecting Social Security. My wife has an annuity like we're talking about, and she's getting an income along with Social Security. I have an annuity just like you do. And you know what? We're getting 4 checks coming in each and every month, guaranteed. And this is really what people want at retirement. They don't want to take any chances anymore. They just want to have an income.
Joe, you bring up a good point. It's a supplement to your Social Security. Sometimes it exceeds your Social Security.
Oh, absolutely. In most cases that we deal with, it exceeds Social Security. So just think about it. If you have income streams coming in each and every month before you even wake up in the morning, Tom, this is really what people want. And our annuity has the capacity to do just that.
Now, I got to tell people where to find out more information. You can talk to Joe or Jordan or their team directly at 303-779-6600, 779-6600, or you can check them out at their website, mymoneymyway.com, mymoneymyway.com. All right. Gravina's has the greatest windows. I'm borrowing this from Larry when he used to do his obnoxious commercials. Gravina's got the great. I used to love them. And you know what? It's true. The reason they have the greatest windows is because they have 50 lines of windows. So you see, you're going to find one right for you. That's why they're the greatest. You have choice. You also have heritage. The Gravina family, been around since the early 70s. And let me just tell you about this, okay? This is the original Gravina family, 950 West Evans. Larry took over for his dad. Nick has taken over for Larry. It's a tradition and great products. GravinaWindows.com, GravinaWindows.com, and their phone number spells Gravina as well. It's 303-GRAVINA.
Fabulous.
The same.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Can we get is Kachina there?
She's working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to do a follow-up? Okay.
All righty then. That's all I can give a damn about. If she's Marky Poo. Hey, this is a good split shot. Did you see it, Mark?
Yeah, it looks good.
I like it.
Good morning, Troubleshooter Show. Did you want to talk to Tom and the gang?
And it looks like open enrollment are, it is the 1st to the 31st.
First of what, Mark?
January to the 31st of March.
That damn microphone. You got to get right on top of that microphone. I'm going to get another, Doc, you got to get right on top of that goddamn microphone. No, when you're talking. But like put it, tilt it up though. Tilt it up. Yeah, exactly. So you can get right on it. Okay. Because Sue says it was
hang
hard
on, I'm
to
going to
hear.
have Kelly get your name. Hang on.
All right. So, but you're not familiar with the show at all?
Doc, grab that microphone like you paid $20 for it.
Did you hear him, Doc?
I heard that.
Yeah, that wasn't nice coming from me.
I'm going to get rid of that microphone. That's an EV. That's supposed to be one of the best in the business, and it's the hardest one to hear. But Shannon thinks it's because I don't have it hooked up correctly. I don't have the...
Well, it's not the main thing you do. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to guilt you into...
I'm trying to think what is the main thing I do. I don't think I have a main thing.
Well, you know that one thing. Yeah, it was the microphone that Rush Limbaugh used for 40 years. So
Golden. And,
here we
by
come.
the way, it was golden.
Eat at blindster.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we're trying to get Integra Insurance on to talk about Eva's problem. So we won't bring her up until we can get them. But something's weird that they call, but she did switch voluntarily, I think. It's going to be a problem. But I'm wondering if she can switch back. And we're going to find that out. There might be some special circumstances where you can do that. I have some texts here. Okay. I'm 65 in 2 years. I have not had health insurance since 2005. Will supplemental insurance deny me? I don't think so. I don't think it has anything to do with your previous insurance. It's not like car insurance. If you were not previously insured, they consider you a high risk. That's not the case. In fact, if you go to no, they won't have a clue history on you, but they can get your medical records. So you'll be able to get Part A and Part B in a supplement quite easily. But if you haven't been to a doctor, literally in that long, you may want an Advantage plan because Advantage is, he says, I haven't been to a doctor since 2001. By the way, you know, a lot of people think that's a sign of health and wisdom and all that. And I don't think that's a wise idea. I think, you know, there's a school of thought that says you're just looking for trouble, you know, and why are you always looking for trouble? And then that's the old school. And then some say, I haven't been to a doctor, and they think they're healthy, and they may or may not be. I really don't think it has anything to do with if you've been to a doctor or not. I think it's wise to get checked up every now and then. It's not a guarantee for sure. But I think you won't have any problem. I would call Integra Insurance, though, for absolutely sure. I would not take any chances. There's no reason why anyone should try to do it themselves. It's just ridiculous. All right, let me see. Tom, I'm a truck driver, longtime listener. I'm reading this cold. In my estimation, you're a stand-up guy, and I'm interested in an annuity and have around $215,000 in a savings account to work. Can you advise? Well, it depends on your goals. If you want to take that $215 and put it away and never worry about it, you'll get a modest return. You'll get you'll get either the better return or the modest return, whichever is better. You'll have a guaranteed income. I don't know what that $215 will get you in income. But it won't be bad. It'll supplement your Social Security. But you know that it's safe. Now, the one thing you're going to do, if you put that $215 in an annuity, you are going to lose liquidity. Now, people say, well, I don't need liquidity. Well, that's wonderful. And when people say you can draw out up to 10% a year without penalty, you can. But then that goes against the annuity. And then you have less income later on and less earnings as well. So I'm just saying, look at your whole entire picture. You don't mention how old you are either. Again, if you have a few years, you can make more money with that or put some of it in the new annuity and keep some of it growing. It all depends. But the answer is not as easy as yes or no, do it or don't do it. Tom, the reason Trump is purging government is not to help people. It's to help big business. Oh, guess who this is, Mark? It's to help big business and corporate America. I hope Americans will wake up. You know, Monty, they did wake up, and that's why you and your ilk were tossed the hell out. They did wake up, Monty. I'm sick and tired of your texts. I don't know why you think everything going on is terrible. And you know the most terrible insult in the world, and I can't believe it? What I can't believe is that people are complaining. How cruel, how terrible that somebody would ask you what you did at work last week. That is supposed to be the biggest shock and insult to workers right now, because Elon Musk is asking people what they have done at work. Yep. Isn't that a terrible insult? What have you done last week? What have you done? That's what they're doing. So I just think that it is the kind of thing that we have gotten so used to lying and cheating and exaggerating. I'll bet you a lot of those federal workers don't want to tell them what he did last week, don't want to tell him what they did because they didn't do anything. Mark, did you hear about the uproar because all he asked was a list of what they did last week?
Yeah, well, I don't believe the uproar is what you think it is. I mean,
what do you think?
I don't. It's like three people with very loud lungs. That's it.
You're saying there isn't an uproar. I get it. Well, maybe not.
They're trying to create one.
So you think most people don't mind answering those questions?
I don't know if they mind. If I didn't do anything and my answer was nothing, I'd probably mind answering it.
Now, if you had to answer that question, Shannon, what would you answer? What did you do last week? Well, you did 5 shows, 10 shows, sports or whatever. It's easy. You just delineate what you did, right? Now, we're not saying whether you did it well or not, but you did it, right? And as far as any job you have, I'm thinking, what did I do last week? I'll bet you Deputy D and Bo are thinking that right now. Now, Deputy Doc might be a little problem here. He's retired, and we're not sure what he did. I know he played cards probably and helped us with some troubleshooter problems. Wait. What did you do?
I said I made a lot of money playing cards last week.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I used to love playing cards. We used to do it every Saturday. From all walks of life, we would get together. So many years ago, I was working for a newspaper. Anyway, I would like to know if anyone has had experience switching supplements. Now, I switched supplements, but this was what was weird. Integra said, Tom, the company that you have actually has a better supplement than you have. And I said, what? Yeah, it's better and it's lower money. But you'd have to requalify for the supplement you have, that you want to get. So here's how they did it for me. And are we trying to get them on, by the way? Because I really do want to talk to them. They said, we're not going to...
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Thank you, Kachina. We're not going to terminate the one you have until you get the new one. So it's not like you're at risk. You don't drop the one you have to get the new one. You simply explore the new one, and if you get it, you take it. And if you don't, you keep the old one. So you're not without coverage. And by the way, Integra does more than Medicare, supplements, and all that, of course. They do regular health insurance, and I think health insurance is important. What's going to happen with the whole health insurance industry anyway? What's going to happen? I think there are so many more efficient ways to do what we're doing with health care in general, and especially insurance. Insurance has become its own entity, which actually adds cost to healthcare. It's not efficient. It doesn't keep costs down like they originally said they did. The system is absolutely broken. It is. The health insurance system is broken. Our health care isn't terrible. You know, our health care gets a black eye, but it's not our health care itself. It's not our health care professionals, those dedicated people. It's not. Doctors aren't getting wealthy and rich. I'll bet you, Deputy Doc, your reimbursement rate for cesarean, for example, was not substantially more when you started your practice than when you ended it. But yet insurance companies, but the prices kept going up. I mean, seriously. Isn't that true? I talked to doctors who said that their actual reimbursement rate, the money they actually get paid, is not substantially more.
No, it wasn't.
It's that the insurance added cost to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, like we've always said, I had one full-time employee that did nothing but verify insurance and file claims.
And here's another thing, and I don't know how it is nowadays, but if insurance didn't pay it, patients felt they didn't owe it.
Well,
isn't that the same thing though that homeowners insurance does? What's the difference?
Tom, you can't balance those.
No, I know you can't.
Right, so that's where it came in.
But that's what I mean. Insurance companies are setting a price.
Absolutely right, and if you don't take it, you lose a large portion of your patient population.
Mark, what were you saying?
I'm saying, isn't that what all insurance companies do? Automotive, homeowners, they insert themselves in between.
Yeah, but they don't insert themselves like the mafia. They don't insert. I'll explain the difference. I mean, I know you'll see it. It's a totally different.
My God,
situation.
they all use the same labor guides for roofing, for car repair. They basically wrote the book, literally.
No, I understand what you mean. You're talking about Xactimate, but it's not the same quite as healthcare. I think healthcare is where it gets literally. I think it's immoral. But we'll talk about that and more coming up. Get your calls in with anything you have. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I'm Tom Martino.
All right.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk Podcast. Yeah, checking on a crash coming into the mousetrap on I-70 westbound. It looks like just into I-25 there, possibly on the ramp to southbound, but it is jamming all the way back to Colorado. Pretty heavy stop and go through that particular stretch. Pena's back to normal after an earlier crash also approaching I-70. Coming out of the airport, it's wide open now. 270's running just a little slow out of Commerce City, both directions through Vasquez. I-25 between downtown and the Tech Center, right at about 10 minutes. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
I'm Buzz Knight, host of the Taking a Walk podcast. Step with us into the world of music. I bring you up-close conversations with new and legendary musicians. For one of the best music interview podcasts, listen to Taking a Walk on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Red Rocks Roof and Solar. The emphasis on solar. Red Rocks, they do the sales at the door, and then they do the installation, and then they do the service. And they're also there through your whole solar journey. They know about the tax deductions, the credits, the home financing they can get for you. They can also get you grants if you're a commercial operation. Sometimes if you qualify to pay more than 100% of that cost to make you a profit by selling back to the grid. Red Rocks does it all when it comes to solar. Talk to Brooke and her team. We love Red Rocks. RedRocksRS.com. 303-704-2449.
Thank you. Because you know the type of cost involved in that, and it'll make you crazy, Mark.
Cost involved in what?
Musk just tweeted out that the government had tens of millions of media subscriptions and software licenses that were not being used, that they had paid for. Tens of millions.
What?
You know, like they bought, Cool Edit 80,000 times and paid for it, but
do you
never
remember
used
Cool
it.
Edit Pro? Whatever happened to Cool Edit?
Musk is going to weed it out. That's what
Adobe
Cool Edit.
What did it become, Cool Edit?
Yeah.
Mark and I used to use it.
Audition.
Adobe
Audition.
I use Amadeus.
And it's a great program.
I know. I use it.
Do
you know Amadeus?
Yeah, kind of the first pop star, right?
Amadeus
sounds
Pro.
like a horrible music. Amadeus.
Rock Me, I'm a Dan. Or my favorite version was Eat Me, I'm a Danish. Remember that?
Eat Me, I'm a Danish?
I do like that.
It could have been I don't think it was Weird Al. It was somebody else.
What about the one on Turning Japanese?
That's about masturbation.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah.
Because of the squinting, right? It's also racist.
Yep. Well, we didn't make them. Holy crap, dude. I think it's racist during ski season when everybody says they're going to go hit the slopes. That's messed up.
Oh, my God.
having zero
Luck in life.
with Integra.
In life.
Nobody's answering me.
I just texted Johnny Jr.
Yeah, he's not answering me. He's not answering his phone. He's not texting
Let me ask
back.
Big John.
He's smart.
Senior is not texting me back.
I'll try to get
And
Big
his,
John.
They are
his,
smart guys.
No, his email is not set up. Or, I'm sorry, his voicemail is not set up.
Oh, okay.
Oh. I like John Jones and John Jones Jr.
Sure. So, I wasn't here Friday because I was up with them handicapped skiers at Winter Park.
That's right, you did that.
That's
was
mostly
cool
a good
event.
time.
That was a cool event.
They're inspirational. They're fighting through whatever. But,
Doc.
Come on.
I'm going to turn
Adams saved a dog.
Oh.
It was...
From Christy Nome?
You know what?
What?
It's not a bad statement.
Thank you. Did you? I thought it was very awkward that she was the commissioner of the Puppy Bowl on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, that was not good.
What?
That was not a good look. No. He...
I'm still
There was
doing
a
good on mine,
Marine
thanks.
with one leg that was skiing during the event, and he came to be interviewed by us, and I had to ask, I said, dude, does your Fitbit count each step as just one, or are you getting both steps when you walk? That was a good conversation. What? What are you showing me?
That's the dog you saved.
I can't tell where the dog is in the photo.
The dog is in the front seat of the BMW.
Oh, I see the head now. Okay. His noggin was blended into the photo. Camouflage dog.
It was right in front of King Supers.
That happens.
Can't say for sure anyway.
Mary saved a rat from the parking lot. Oh, here we go. Coming back.
Some restrictions apply.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Along with Marc Mager, we got Shannon at the controls, Kachina Kalori on the phones, and Sue somewhere in the background working, Deputy Bo, Deputy D, Deputy Doc over here. So we're busy. Give us something to do. If you got problems, questions, complaints, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Eva, hang in there. We are going to try to get somebody to help switch you out or get you situated if we can. As far as health insurance, Mark and I were talking about it, and Mark said, and aptly so, that insurance companies have long been inserting themselves in transactions. And, for example, when it comes to cars, they rate you according to the car. They take control over that. They decide what's a safe car and what's not, how old you are when you're safe, when to surcharge you when you're not, if you're a male or female, and all kinds of...
Well, and unlike health insurance, they actually at least come to those with actuarials, where with health insurance, they don't.
Yeah, and that's exactly one of the things I wanted to tell you. So here's what I don't like about health insurance. And again, I am an entrepreneur, a capitalist. I love profit. I love all of that. But there are just some areas where it does not make sense to have a profit model. Now, I'm not talking about people not getting paid. People should get paid for what they do. But I'm trying to, in this overall picture, when we have health insurance, we take premiums and then we aggregate those premiums to losses. The idea is if you take the premiums, invest them wisely, you have enough to pay for the care. And that worked. In fact, there were all kinds of insurance funds in the early 1800s, 1900s. There were sick funds, insurance funds, they call them wellness funds. And then Kaiser, of course, the shipbuilder started having his own model for his own people, where he'd have doctors working for them. And their only goal was to make his people healthy.
and they had hospitals and stuff. It was a great model. Now, the reason it worked is because money came in and then it paid for health care. The health care workers did not come up with an artificial price for a procedure knowing that they'd get less. They didn't play a game. They didn't have to have administrators that specifically only dealt with getting paid from insurance companies. They were funds. They were nonprofit funds. Nobody cared if they made a profit or not, because there was no profit to be made. Everything was for the care of the people. The people that got paid, of course, doctors got paid, nurses got paid, the administrators got paid to keep the system going. But what happened was then we had big health insurance, big regular insurance companies getting involved, like State Farm and these others. And well, State Farm is a bad example, but you had United Healthcare and others that had stockholders. So now you had different things. You had the premium, and that premium was brought into the company, and you wanted to pay it out to doctors for patients, but you wanted to have enough left over for stockholders, dividends and profits. And that's when it became, in my opinion, disingenuous, because you can't serve two masters like that. You know, it's different when you're building a car for a profit and you want to make the best damn car there is. You don't sacrifice the quality of a car for your stockholders. In fact, it benefits them. The better the quality, the more people pay for the car, and the better the profits are all the way around, including people who buy Tesla stock or people who buy Ford that paid a dividend. We're talking about the real model. But when it comes to healthcare, it's not a product that gets better. It's not something that's shinier. It's not something that people say, oh, I want to buy that one. Of course they don't. They don't even want insurance to begin with. So when they do buy insurance and it does help them, there's no one that says, oh, that's worth more money now. I think that's a great insurance company. I'm going to go with them. You don't really have that kind of model, but stockholders want a profit and they want a dividend on helping people, and they can't get it on helping people. The way they get it is by denying people. That's the only way. If you think about the model of health insurance, you can't make it better and make more money. You can make a car better and make more money. But with insurance, the only way to make it better is to pay less in claims. You don't get rewarded for paying out great claims and for making people's house beautiful after it burned down. So insurance, by its very nature, must glean profits from turning down people and from denying claims. They don't make better profit by helping people. It's the only model of its kind that is what I call counterproductive. Everything else, you make a better product, you make more money, and more people flock to you.
Hey, Tom, how about what happens if they just raise rates?
Well,
how does that affect the?
Then people go to another insurance company, and that insurance company keeps the rates down because they deny more people. That's what I'm getting at. When you have a profit motive or incentive within a health insurance field, your target is not making people better and getting the best health care. It's telling doctors what they can and cannot do to keep prices down. You know that, Doc. You were in it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And you would have to think it's called capitation. Now imagine this. Let's just say
capitation never worked.
A doctor has 1,000 patients, and let's say they give a doctor, I'm going to use stupid numbers that don't really mean anything, but it's easy to conceptualize it. Let's say you have 1,000 patient practice, and the health insurance company says, we're going to pay you $1,000 a year. So that's $1 per patient a year. Now, obviously the numbers are different, right? So what they say is, so if you spend a lot of money on 5 patients, you have less to spend on 95 patients. If you spend hardly anything on these patients, you get to keep more at the end. The entire idea of insurance and health insurance is not helping people to make more money. That's how you make more money, is by not helping people. It's the most ludicrous business model. Now, I know that a pure capitalist says, well, that's bullshit. It's not. It's not. You can't have a profit model in insurance. It's counterintuitive. You just can't do it. Insurance would be better off. Insurance is supposed to be a mutual, and originally they were called mutual companies. Do you want to know why? Mutual meant they all owned a piece of it and no one made a profit. They pooled their money to help others. That's why it worked. You cannot have an insurance company that serves the master of the person who needs help and the master of the stockholder who simply wants to make a profit. Can't do it. And it'll never change because in America, when you start talking about nonprofits, they equate it with communism and socialism and all that. And I'm not talking about that at all. I'm just talking about having Kaiser is the best example in the world. It's nonprofit. Kaiser's the best example in the world. Now, unfortunately, they have to deal with health insurance and compare to other clinics sometimes. So they're forced not to be the Kaiser that the shipbuilder invented, but that is one of the best models there would be. So I think the solution is having big healthcare companies that actually help that they can show their longevity rates, they can show their cure rates for cancer, they can show their acute medicine rates, they can show what they do well. More people go to them and you help more people. There's no profit. It's just the more money they get in, the more I know I got to take a break. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming.
And who does all this for who does?
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Yeah, checking on a crash coming into the mousetrap on I-70 westbound. It looks like just into I-25 there, possibly on the ramp to southbound, but it is jamming all the way back to Colorado. Pretty heavy stop and go through that particular stretch. Heading is back to normal after an earlier crash also approaching I-70. Coming out of the airport, it's wide open now. 270s running just a little slow out of Commerce City, both directions through Vasquez. I-25 between downtown and the Tech Center, right at about 10 minutes. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of, for our money, the best gas station and convenience store in the world, Buc-ee's. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
We were talking to Joe Chiano earlier about fixed indexed annuities that create income for later in life. You know, he has another plan called Become the Banker, where you overfund your life insurance policies on purpose. The purpose is not to get big life insurance, but to get a big cash value because it grows tax-free and he can show you how to keep it tax-free. And it turns into income as policy loans later in life. You can start with as little as a couple $100 a month. 303-779-6600. 779-6600. BecomeTheBanker.org. Right now, a lot of people have their attention turned to their heating systems because, you know, it gets hot, it gets cold, it gets hot, it gets cold. And as the systems get older, they wear out faster. And the Colorado climate plays havoc on these systems. That's why these new high-efficiency, multi-modulating furnaces, they really work because they can work as little or as much as you need them to at any time. And that's what 888heating.com specializes in, getting you the best price ever on high-efficiency HVAC units. They'll do the deep clean for $45 and see what condition yours in. And if you honestly want to replace it, you'll never get a better price. 888heating.com, 303-770-2776.
I don't follow basketball. I just do it.
Mark had a good question. We got to bring it up when we get back on. It was a great question. I know what he's going to say as far as who does this.
Well, you ask it, Tom. Let's save time and you ask it, Tom.
Health insurance. Where is health insurance? So we can't get them, right? Not one of them is answering. I
hold your juice, Newton.
Hold on.
Did you not send him a message?
45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have Eva back and John Jones Jr.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that, Kachina Kalori.
Yes. Let me go pee now.
You don't have to leave the room.
Hey, Mark. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. Mark, I had dinner with Rolly.
Yeah.
And he bought, do you know, they completely revamped the American Coach line. They used to have the American Dream, the American Eagle, and the American Heritage. And they did away with the Heritage. They made the Eagle like the premier bus. Have you seen the new Premier Eagle? I mean, the American Coach Eagle? The new ones.
No.
Oh, my God. And anyway, he's got one, and he's selling it. And I just wanted you to tell, I mean, I don't know if you're in the market, but oh, my God. Yours might be better. I don't know where, yours is a Newmar, right?
Yeah.
I think it's probably on the same, anyway. It's probably the same kind of level anyway. Man, this is incredible. But it's brand new, man. It's only got 7,000 miles on it. Oh, it's a 2024, and he's got 7,200 miles. And it's 45 foot. And some slides. I'm trying to get you photographs of it. It's really cool. Yeah, I got him. He sent them to me. Look at this interior. I want to show you this. Hold on, let me see how I can share that with you. Did that go to my photos?
His came right up.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, he's got it for sale.
Wait, where did you find it? I've been looking all over for it. Where'd you find it?
RV Trader.
Okay, because he said, hey, you tell Mark if he's looking for one, I'll give him a great deal.
No.
I don't know, Mark.
What did you look at when you went to RV Trader, Mark?
When you drive yours.
Mark, what did you search?
2024 American Coach.
You did 2024 American Coach? Isn't it pretty? I think it is.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I know. He'll take substantially less. But yours was right around there anyway, right?
Mine's quite a bit older. Mine's a 15.
Yeah, but yours is like fucking new.
Well, yeah.
But
that's
your trim,
but
your trim level.
I would never buy like. Go ahead.
Your trim level's at this level, right? I mean, it is. The Newmar's right up there.
Probably
right
better.
Now. You think? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because do you think they top
Well, what
out?
do those run new? What's a 2025 run?
$1 million.
What?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, again, Mark was asking a question when we were talking about health insurance, and I suggested they are nonprofit organizations. What were you asking, Mark? Or you brought something up?
Well, who would do all this for free?
No, and and that's the point. Nonprofit is not free, and that's a good point. It's not. The CEOs get paid. The doctor, of course, all the healthcare workers get paid. All the administrators, everybody gets paid. You just don't have to have this giant bucket left over for stockholders. Again, there's nothing wrong with stockholders. They're the life and blood of companies. But when it comes to healthcare, there is no real product. I mean, it's just so no one does it for free, Mark. The answer is no one. It's run by professionals. They're all paid. They're all paid exactly the same as anybody would be paid. You know, any great CEO, any great administrator, vice presidents, regional vice presidents, doctors, nurses. But it's done without having the extra pile left over for stockholders, which then go to negate the health care. Anyway, I'm Tom Martino. We got more coming up. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You can call with any problem, question, or complaint, or text us with all of your concerns, and we'll talk about any issue. You just name it.
No,
Yay.
Capitation never worked.
Oh, my God, it never really did. It made
It
you
was.
a prick.
Like, I listened to part of guys. So I remember you called me.
How about that Joy Reid?
Who was
They
it?
finally pulled the trigger on that deal.
Oh, they
Was
fired
it,
What deal?
Who was in here Friday?
Nice.
It was just Kevin and I, and Tom was from home.
Oh, The other car guys didn't show up.
That's right. But I had a whole list of questions for Kevin, so we were able to.
That was really good. I did hear that.
Oh.
That was yeah. They kept the momentum of the show.
Hey there.
Hi.
Do you need me out of the way?
Not yet.
Okay.
Shannon.
Maybe about 2 p.m.
Okay.
When are you gonna retire, Shannon?
Who now?
You've been around since I was a kid.
No, my plan is to die here.
Oh.
Really, feet fair.
How's that going for you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna
above average?
Are you gonna start smoking pretty soon? Oh, good. Okay.
But just cigars. Hey, so listen to your what's it? See if it's still
Okay.
has a thingy.
What are you doing?
I think you fixed it.
What are you playing with under? Is there something under there?
Yeah, the headphone amp.
Thank you.
Sometimes just like a heart lung machine, turning it on.
Hey,
and off.
you're a damn engineer too, aren't you?
Well, I'm a high school dropout.
Okay, that's good. I didn't know there was shit underneath there.
Oh yeah, I saw it when I first got here.
Oh, let's see. Wow, there's all sorts of stuff under there, Dimitri.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a sharp old dude. I remember listening to him when he did. I think he did Alan Berg back in the day.
Really?
I think.
Wow.
Shannon, did you do Alan Berg? Spraying that in there.
No, he didn't know him.
Oh, okay.
That's totally forever ago.
What kind of song? I'm going to call this one case of mine, just see what's going on.
My God, this fucking guy's driving me crazy. Downvote Dan. Listen, if you buy $100,000 annuity, the one we're talking about, and you take out 10 payments that equal $5,000 at some point, you would have that $5,000 plus $95,000 that would go to your heirs. So you got every bit of your fucking principal.
What are you talking about? I don't
Are you
understand.
yelling at a
Who are you talking about, Mark?
God, I just can't get through his head.
Who?
Well, what does he think? You leave money on the table?
Yeah, he keeps. He keeps going. You don't get your principal back. You get whatever's left minus the payments they made you. That's the whole fucking amount.
You always get your. You will never lose. Yeah, I don't even know what they're saying. I'll be right back.
You will never lose.
Yeah.
You just don't lose your initial investment.
That's right.
Well, good, thanks.
Is this Melvin or whoever?
Further options.
Hi, Doug. Hey, this is.
And let me tell you, downvote. If you let 500,000 sit for 10 years, you're 30 to 50,000 a month.
From the Grease Monkey regarding your.
You could easily get quadruple your 500,000 without blinking.
About, I think it was on a couple of weeks ago. So just following up, they said they would send some sort of compensation to you. So I'm just following up to see if they did. You can give me a call. 720-633-3000. Thank you.
Downvote, just run the numbers, dude. Why don't you call them up? Tell them you're going to do $500,000 and you're going to let it sit before you retire in 15 years. You're going to find you get about $50K a month, $600,000 a year, and if you live to 100, my fucking God, you'd make a lot of money.
Can you please answer my question? I thought it was quitting.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Why is it still here?
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna say it's got to be a hell of a thing to come on your own tips. Without having to buy anybody dinner or anything. God dang, it's saving time right there.
Guess it depends on how you look at it.
From the wrong angle, you'd get it in your eye, but yeah.
Tim.
Could have done without visual.
And there's no way it has a sense of humor, you know? That's one of the craziest things.
I was supposed to come down and just stuff happened.
And thinking about sex, what I don't know, what is that? They say it's like 10% of your day or what, 8% of your day. When you do that to your body, you're thinking about it 80% of the day, if not more. What a mess. Oh, crap.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So we got a lot happening here in the studio today. We got a guest that just showed up. Now we have now Paul the Waterman was scheduled to be here today, but he couldn't make it. And then I had also booked Nick, my buddy at renewhomeinnovations.com. Now, Nick I've known for years, and he's been on the show. I mean, he's been advertised for years, but he doesn't get to come into the show that much. And the reason I wanted to come in is because when I saw this stuff, I was blown away. These porcelain showers look like $1 million, literally $1 million. There was a time when porcelain, you couldn't even think about porcelain without a ton of money. So we're going to be talking to Nick about some of his shower conversions and other things on his agenda. So if you ever have any questions about bathrooms, Nick is the man. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Hey, Nick, I want to ask you something real quick before I go to the calls, because I do want to talk to you more, but I want to ask you this real quick. And I got you on camera here. Okay, so quick question. Are you going to do anything more than baths? Are you ever going to get into anything more than baths, or are you going to keep baths or what? In other words, when you're all set up to do baths, aren't you automatically set up to do kitchens, or is that just a fallacy? You got to talk right into it.
Yeah, and thanks. Truth be told, we do focus on bathrooms because it's our expertise, but we do quite a few kitchens actually.
When you're there doing a bath?
Absolutely. We do a lot of kitchens just in general. I mean, we probably got 7 or 8 kitchen projects going on.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. When I asked that, I had no idea. So I want to ask something silly, because I saw this porcelain stuff, and I said to my wife, you know what? This stuff is so beautiful. Can it be used elsewhere than just a shower conversion? Like, can you do a bathroom in it? I'm serious about that. Is that crazy?
Well, I mean, it can actually be anywhere you choose where you want to put it. I mean, we focus a lot of our projects on the bath space, especially like in steam showers. But we put it in 75% of our bath projects today are porcelain. We do a lot of kitchen countertops in porcelain, as well as fireplace features and things of that nature.
Why haven't they done porcelain to this extent? Is the sheet porcelain relatively new?
It is. It's a relatively new product, and the reason why it hasn't been used as much was because application. It's not the easiest product to install. You got to have proper tools to be able to do it, and so you have to have proper.
It's real porcelain too.
100%. Yeah.
How do they make a sheet out of that stuff? What do they back it with?
It's quarried. It's quarried in different thicknesses.
It's literally quarried stone,
100%,
and shined.
100%.
Now, can you get different finishes like you can with a granite? Can you get a more leathered finish or different kinds of finishes, or one finish?
Yeah, you definitely can have. You can have a gloss. You can have a matte finish, honed finish, if you will.
Right.
And there's all kinds of different patterns. I mean, there's hundreds of different patterns. They all look amazing. And the nice thing is, you can make it the way you want it to look. So that's the beauty of it all.
Anyway, thank you for being here. We're going to talk to you some more. I just wanted to talk in general about that. And now we're going to go to the phones. And Mark is with us here. If you're streaming, you'll see him there now. I brought him up. And then we also have anything on your mind you want to talk about. Jeremy wants to talk about IRS, a possible IRS scam. Man, there are so many scams. I just can't believe how many. I can't literally believe how many scams there are right now, probably more than ever in history, and not just with the IRS. What's going on with you, Jeremy?
I got a letter, from the IRS, but it wasn't in my name, but it was my address. There was some
wait. It was your address, but who was it? Let me ask you something, man. It was your address, but not your name?
Yeah. So, I put it back in the mail and said, it wasn't mine.
Okay.
And then I got another letter with the same company name. So I did a little research, and the company's name is like Agrammatic Crescent LLC.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's ENIGMATIC Crescent.
Yeah.
And so they filed with the Secretary of State's office, and it has my address too on the Secretary.
Oh, wait a minute. So someone filed a corporation using your address.
Yeah.
But they didn't actually use your name. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, the only reason I can think of, and I've seen this happen before, is they don't have a legitimate address of their own. And they can't make one up because they can tell, on those forms, they can tell if it's a real address or not. So they used your address. It's that simple.
Hey, Tom, I got some insights into this you might be interested in.
What did the letter say, though? Yeah, that's a good point, Doc. And then D, you wanted to say, first of all, Jeremy, what did the letter say?
I haven't opened any of the letters. I sent the IRS letter back.
Oh, you never opened any of them.
I'm assuming that if I really like that.
Okay.
No.
What were you going to say, D? Were you the one saying something, D?
IRS is probably.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, we had a call identical to this one about 3 months ago. This dude from Denver called because he said somebody filed the same paperwork with Sex State Office, and I looked it up, and in that guy's case, it was somebody in China filing this paperwork. So while you were on the phone with this gentleman, I looked up this Enigmatic Crescent LLC that's supposedly located in Trinidad, and there's somebody named Ji Li from Xinjiang, Hansu, China, filed this paperwork with the Secretary of State's office. So it's the same scam. They're setting up fake corporations here in Colorado.
But why?
Now, the caller that we never figured that out. But the caller I spoke with about 3 months ago said that he actually spoke with the Colorado Secretary of State's office, and they recognized that is some kind of a scam. They didn't explain to him what the scam was, but they told him that they're going to remove that registration from their system. He said it will take several months to do it, but they're going to remove it.
Yeah, and I was going to ask another thing.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what difference does it make? I can't tell you how many. I get so many letters here to the house that aren't mine, and I just ignore them. One time.
Right, and that's what I was kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
So I wouldn't let it. You know, if it's not yours.
I didn't know if it wasn't made a difference or not. You know
No, but I think Jeremy needs to make a record with both the IRS and the Secretary of State office that he has no idea who these people are. It's a false registration. Because who knows what the scam is? Maybe they're going to try to get a title to his house. Maybe they're applying for some kind of refunds from the IRS, and those guys are going to start showing up looking for their money.
Yeah, who
so
knows?
as long as you have a record, I think you'll be safe.
Hey, Jeremy, I want to ask you something. You never open them up, but you know it's to this one business, right? That's the business name being used with your address.
Yeah.
You know, Deputy D, that happened to me. Honest to God, just what he's saying, and I ignore them. And there was a business name on there, and in fact, it was from the IRS. It had the business name and my address on there, but it wasn't my business or any of my businesses, and it was and I ignored it. And I must have gotten, over the past few months, I'll bet you I've gotten 3 different ones.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Maybe it's somebody from China doing this, and start opening those letters. I'd be interested in seeing what the scam really is. And by the way, it's not a good idea to have your mailing address flagged as for fraudulent purposes at the IRS.
Right. Okay. Well, I went on to the Secretary of State's office, and there's a form you could fill out if somebody's using, you know, your name or your address, which I filled it out. And they said they forwarded it to the Attorney General's office and that they were going to do an investigation. I was just worried, like you were saying, if they were going to try to come up to my house or something.
No, they can't do anything to you personally. I wouldn't worry about it, but I would probably definitely send them back, or as Dee said, make a record of it somewhere that you're complaining about it. Hold on a second, and we'll come back for a lot more. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. Let me just say this. Frank Duran, the real estate man, will do market valuations of your home if you're curious what it will sell for in this market, what the comps are looking like, what the competition is, how long it'll take to sell, and what you'll get. Frank Duran will do that analysis free of charge with no obligation. 303-920-1622.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices. Just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Oh, you are?
Am I up?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, then, let me tell you about Red Rocks Roof and Solar. RedRocksRS.com for your next solar project. Solar is viable. There's still tax credits. There's still special rebates. And there's all kinds of reasons to do it, including if you upgrade your HVAC system at the same time. You get to put that on the project and get your tax credits. Red Rocks RS, Red Rocks Roof and Solar can help you. Brooke and her team are doing commercial systems, by the way, that if you qualify can get more than 100% paid for, where you actually put money in your pocket. Yes, and you can sell power back to the grid and make a profit on your solar system. RedRocksRS.com. Call them for more information. That's RedRocksRS.com, 303-704-2449. Zero Res Denver. I love Zero Res. Now, I'm going to tell you why. It's plain and simple. There is just absolutely no carpet cleaner anywhere that does the job as well. And they don't use soap, emulsifiers, or chemicals. They use purified, softened, alkaline-based water, the best cleaning agent in nature. Your entire house will look and feel clean. They can do tile and grout. They can do upholstery. They can do mattresses, any flat surface, and, of course, carpets. And the indoor air quality will be better. The quality of your entire house will be better, and they get the crap out from previous cleanings. I just can't say enough. Look, they always have deals, all right? They have great deals, but don't go to them for a deal. Go to them for health and for cleanliness and for having carpets that look like brand spanking new, but they still have deals. 303-471-5150, 471-5150, ZeroResDenver.com. Ask for the current Tom Martino special. They have all kinds of deals going on depending on the time of the year. 303-471-5150. The only cleaners I'll let in my home. ZeroResDenver.com.
Yep.
We could all. I did not realize.
That's all they do. They do this for a living.
That's all they
he's turning it off.
specialize in.
That's all they do is suing spammers under this federal statute. So these other two cases that I'll file today, those are both in Denver County.
Yeah.
Court. And I'll do those myself. I'm not worried about it. I mean, county court is pretty simple.
Yeah.
And I can do a lot of stuff that lawyers aren't allowed to. Like I can record phone calls.
Dimitri, and when you file these two cases, do you have an amount in mind?
Yeah, one of them is $3,000. The other one is $500.
Can I ask how you came up with that? Is that just for your...
Oh no, that's so under the law. So one of them
for not pain and suffering. I don't know that.
No, it's not pain. It's called statutory damages. So the federal law. So one of these cases, I'll be happy to show you the lawsuits if you want.
I'd like to look at them while we're goofing around.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
At least we don't have to hear Tom talk on YouTube. He's proven today he has nothing to add.
I'm entitled to $1,500 per junk text message. It's called statutory damages. So I don't have to prove damages.
Yeah, did you get this on your phone or email?
Telephone texts.
And you
I'm listening to YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Screenshot.
Save them. Yeah, and I actually.
He's proven today he has nothing to add.
I'd like to look at one of them.
Now, under the federal law, you have to have 2 junk texts in order to be able to sue under the federal law. They give everybody a freebie. So the one I'm suing on the federal law, he sent me to it.
But Mark, speaking of somebody with something to add,
however,
you thinking about anything with Joe this week?
It was only one text message.
With Joe this week.
Yep. Keanu.
No, not for another 3 weeks. Easy.
You got it. Now, you guys are rolling in it, so it's not a problem, but I was seeing some content from people talking about how Vegas is losing money because they have overpriced the experience. You know, once upon a time, maybe, like if a regular bottle of water somewhere was 50 cents, it'd be $1. Okay, but it wasn't insane. But apparently now it's insane. You go all the time. Are mixed drinks really $15, $20 now, as opposed to $5 or $6?
Yeah, if you're paying for them, I would say absolutely. Yep.
Man.
Yeah, 10 to 20 is probably a better way to look at it.
But, you know, the deal always was cheap, even watered-down drinks are fine, but cheap and flowing to keep the people hey-hoing. You know,
but if you're playing, they're feeding you all you want.
Yeah, that's true, but still, I mean, liquoring anybody up in a town like that causes the social chalks to come off of the wheel. You know what I mean? Oh, coming back.
America, a storytelling show.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, 888heating.com. Don't forget, when I talked about that solar stuff, if you do a high-efficiency system with them, they guarantee the lowest price. 888heating.com. All right, now, let's talk and let's see what we can do for you. All right. We have Drew. Now, Mark, I'm going to ask you to be on your best behavior. Are you there, Mark?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Oh, you'll know what I mean. I need you to be on your best behavior. Can you do that? Because I think this could be serious. And
is this the guy that you banned from the show?
I didn't ban him from the show. I kind of just
okay, well, can't argue with that.
I stopped taking his calls when he was cursing us and praying for our demise. He was very upset with us because I didn't think he had a case, and I didn't think he was going about the right way. But I will never deny people help if they have another issue. And again, I couldn't help him with his personal injury thing or his, raising money and stuff. But this one seemed a little weird. And I thought, we need to explore this. He said that this pharmacist was giving him really bad advice. And as I remember, Drew, you said it was not a prescription med, right? It was just a regular over-the-counter med. Is that right?
That's correct.
What was the over-the-counter med?
I never cursed you guys out.
What's that,
Pardon?
sir?
I never cursed you guys out.
No. I never said you cursed us out. I said you were praying a curse against us. But, Drew...
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I don't want to get into it right now. Let's talk about this particular call. Because what was the drug that he told you to misuse?
There were 2 different drugs, and he gave 4 different wrong malpracticing instructions. And the main thing is his supervisor said it was malpractice what he did because he never told me he was doing it. I couldn't read the fine print, so I trusted him, and he was overdosing me on stimulants, such that last Sunday, 8 days ago, I was straining for 9 hours. The Poison Control Center told me...
Now, wait, what do you mean you were straining? What were you straining? You mean like to go poop?
Yes.
Okay, you were straining.
And I'm an old man.
And
yes.
What I need to know is what you're talking about, though. How did he have anything to do with that? Because he gave you the wrong laxative?
No, he gave me the correct laxative, but on the bottles there are instructions. For example, one of them says take only once a day. He told me take it twice a day. I didn't know it was wrong. Then the bottle says take it only 7 days maximum, then go see a doctor. He told me take it forever and don't go see the doctor. So I did not know. And then last Sunday, after taking the laxative, 2 hours later he told me to take the stimulant. And the Poison Control Center explained to me that's poison because the second stimulant keeps pushing the excretion forward up to 24 hours.
May I ask, Drew, what you're talking about? When you say stimulant, what do you mean?
Well, I'm not an expert, but from what I know, it makes you go number 2. So I had 2 things pushing forward excretion out of my system constantly. So when I strained to get the first one out, the second one came forward. When I got the second one out, the third one came forward.
Okay,
and
but it solved your problem of constipation, right?
Not really, because every 10 minutes I was getting constipated again.
Okay, then what the heck? I need to know this. What was the end result? Right now, we're talking to you. Thank goodness it didn't kill you. What was the end result? You finally stopped taking it. What was the end result?
The end result is I might die. I cannot go number 2 anymore. I have to go to the emergency room every other day.
Wait a minute.
And get a water-based laxative. And it might kill me.
Wait a minute. You're
That's the end
saying
result.
all of this is a result. How long were you on those laxatives?
Probably about 10 weeks.
Oh, so you were going to this pharmacist over 10 weeks.
Yes.
Taking
and he kept giving me.
Taking his advice.
Yes.
And you
And he
never
was
read
violating the-
you never read the directions for yourself.
I couldn't read them, and I tend to trust people. So I trusted him that he was telling me the right thing. So I never read them, and I couldn't read them. It was too fine print. So when I collapsed last Sunday, 8 days ago, that's when we all figured it out. The doctors, the poison control center. It took us a few days, but he may have. That's why these warning labels are there. Warning: do not take more than 7 days. Warning:
Yeah,
do
but
not take more than once a day.
Drew, normally to do lifelong harm like that, it takes that's not going to happen in just 10 weeks. I mean, are you saying that as a result of taking these laxatives twice a day and differently than the instructions say, by listening to this pharmacist, you did permanent harm to your to your GI tract, permanent harm?
That's what they're saying. I can't go number 2 anymore.
What does
They're
that mean?
saying
You
it might
can't.
come back.
What does that mean? You can't go number 2 anymore. What exactly does that mean? Like, if you eat and live a normal life, what will happen?
Okay, when it comes down to go out, I can't get it out. I have to go to the hospital every other day and get a water-based enema. They're giving me water-based.
Wait, you have to
there's too
go
much
every other
laxative
day
in me.
because you can't just have a normal bowel movement.
To get a normal bowel movement. Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
If your staff was to call Danny Wegman, who owns Wegman's Pharmacy, he's a very nice gentleman. I believe he would solve the problem.
Well, is he going to admit that his pharmacist committed malpractice?
I don't know.
Well,
but I'll say that's another thing. The district manager has ordered everybody into silence over there, but it's too late. The supervisor already told me that the pharmacist.
Are you going to
committed
try to sue
malpractice.
them? Are you going to try to sue them?
No. No.
What
What I'm
is
going to do?
What do you need from us? What was the reason for the call?
My suggestion is to call Danny Wegman. I've met him. I've prayed with him. He's a good man. I think he would set me up with the insurance company to at least compensate me fairly. Not looking for anything extra. I'm not suing anybody. I've even told him that. All I want to do is be minimally compensated. I'm nearly 78 years old. This is terrible living like this. I can't go number 2 anymore.
Well, okay, but I'm not sure that pharmacist can be solely responsible for that. Did a doctor tell you why you're having problems with normal bowel movements?
They think they're starting to examine it now. They think it might be a kidney issue, but that's causing constipation. The pharmacist has no right, it says right on the bottle, any problems, see a physician. It doesn't say see the pharmacist. The pharmacist was giving me wrong information 4 or 5 different ways. That's wrong. And he never warned me. And then I finally collapsed last Sunday after straining for 9 hours. But that's just my suggestion. I've met Danny Wegman. We prayed together.
All right,
He's
listen,
a good man.
Here's what I have another quick question here now. So right now, the way you live right now, every 2 days you have to go to the ER to be evacuated, basically.
To get an enema to clear it out.
Is it possible to
water-based.
just listen? This is not exactly the best topic for talk radio, but have you ever tried just plain old stool softeners?
Yes. The stool softener worked a little minimally. So we've tried tried Miralax,
You can give
Miralax,
yourself an enema at home. You don't need to go to the ER.
Metamucil.
You
I'm
have to be
doing
pretty.
Metamucil every day.
Listen, man, I don't know what to tell you, Drew.
Right.
I mean, are you suggesting for the rest of your life you're going to have to go to the emergency room? I doubt it.
I don't know, Tom. This is very sad.
What
to
does
me.
your primary care
Believe me.
doctor say to you?
He's saying I've got to get my kidneys checked out. And
Well,
that's
like
what
I
I'm
said,
doing
Drew,
tomorrow.
it might just
Seeing-
be a series of unfortunate events with your health. And perhaps, listen, Drew, you've been calling me for many years. And all I'm saying is this. I don't know if you're going to have a target here that's going to pay. Okay? I'm just going to put it like that. I don't think you're going to find it that easy to extract reimbursement from these people. And I don't think you're going to find an attorney to take a malpractice case based on casual recommendations a pharmacist made you over the counter.
Hey, Tom, can I suggest something?
Yeah.
Drew, listen to me.
Andy Wegman told me
Drew,
that if there were a problem, call him.
you want to listen to me?
Go, Drew, just hold on one sec. Go ahead.
All you need to do is go see a gastroenterologist. They will be able to diagnose.
Already did.
You
He
went to
said
see
that my
you
blood
wait.
tests
You
are
went to see a gastroenterologist.
Yes, he said my blood tests are perfect. He's not going to do any other testing. I'm seeing a kidney doctor. The kidneys are off a little bit, so the kidneys might be malfunctioning. So I'm seeing a kidney doctor tomorrow. But I'm asking you, gentlemen, if you could please ask Danny Wegman to get involved. He's a good man.
And what do you
met
think?
him, I
Why
prayed
don't
with
you
him.
ask him to get involved?
I don't know his phone number. Corporate doesn't give you his phone number. I met him in the store.
So
and
you
we prayed together years
feel
ago.
that if we get a hold of Danny Wagman from Wagman's Pharmacy, that he will put you in touch with his insurance company to make payments to you.
Yes, minimal. I'm not looking for anything extra. I'm looking for minor compensation for the damage. The pharmacist.
Drew,
His insurance company would never pay out like that.
Drew, I don't think they're
Well,
going to
we don't know.
voluntarily
We
pay
tried.
you. Drew, they're not going to voluntarily pay you anything.
They never do.
No.
Ever.
Well, Tom, you said the other case would never pay anything. They're now offering $50,000.
Did you? You better take it,
Drew.
Drew. Take it. You're talking about the one where you walked into that tailgate.
No, the second one where I got rear-ended, that's minimum damage. The tailgate was more. You said it was nickels and pennies. Your guy there, whatever his name is, he lied to you. My attorney told me they're offering $50,000.
Well, if they're offering 50, you're going to get at least 2/3 of that. Why don't you go and do it?
Yeah, we are doing that. But
Good.
in the meantime, my point is sometimes the insurance companies are reasonable, and if you could contact Danny Wegman, you can even give him my phone number. Danny and I talked well. He said if there's any problems, call him. I don't have his phone number.
Well, how
So
am I
I'm just
going to get
asking
it?
your station to phone him.
All right, look it. Hold on.
If you call up, perfect.
Where are they headquartered, Wagmans?
At break time.
I got to take a break. Hold on. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. There is a common theme in these calls, a common theme. We all know what it is. We'll talk about it coming back.
I can't go number 2 anymore.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Yeah, I got one accident on 225 southbound in Alameda, and it is backed up all the way to Colfax. Pretty heavy stop and go through that stretch. Had a couple of accidents, one down on Parkway Broncos Parkway, and also a rollover accident at Wadsworth
we call
and
the
Coal Mine.
CEO
The rest of the freeways
and the
look
owner,
pretty good. There is some
he's gonna
slowing
just
again
open
on
up the
Pena coming out
checkbook.
of the airport from Tower, heading back to I-70. It looks like 270
What
might
is
be
this
just a
right
little
here?
sluggish for the westbound side, right around Vasquez.
Is
What
this
traffic
zero
up, Jonathan
res? Who
Steele?
do I have right now?
This is Lee.
I would do discount bath. What does it say on the thing?
No, wait, what was zero res
We'll
last
tell
time?
the story of Butch Cassidy.
Are you okay?
Episode
Just shut up.
Our American Stories.
DiscountBath.com. I like the name. You will too. Go to discountbath.com and upload a video. They give you a link where you can upload a video and tell them what you want to do with your bath. I want to move this here, or move that there, or go downstairs to the basement where it's roughed in and show them what you want to do, or up in your master or wherever. And then they'll shoot you a price without ever coming to your home. Now, if you want to call them, of course you can. They're good people, Chris and his team. And I suggest you go to discountbath.com and get the process rolling. 720-979-2322. That's 720-979-2322. Discountbath.com.
Very nice.
So, Dimitri, this
Chris, he's a nice guy.
This claim paperwork, is this for both cases or for the one?
That's for just one.
This is the health club.
Yeah. So each of those has that each package because there are like 3 or 4 copies in there.
Okay.
3-piece, 5-piece, whatever.
Submit that whole package.
Just the tip at 9 p.m.
Well, he does. He's a good guy. I mean, he's not, you know.
So why do
You keep one of them.
have to just go for the tip? That seems preposterous to me that you have to go just for the tip.
So there must be 3 copies.
It's usually a gateway situation to further, penetration. But I'm teasing when I say just
Oh, so you do have to go
Do the
for
whole game.
entire game.
just the tip. When they say the tip is at 9, I'm like, so the rest of it's going to be awful. If that's just the tip.
So you're basically
Getting
working
back here
for
at
like,
1 a.m.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. It's all right. I signed up for it. Uh-oh.
So, Dimitri, why is one $500 and
Good
this
morning.
one's
Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Because one's federal and one's state.
No, that one is 3,000.
Yeah, but it's for two Texas.
Yes. So
On 1,500 apiece.
If I sue them under federal law.
Okay. Don't know what's going on with your connection, but can't really
Well, wait, is this
understand you
small claim?
because
How can you
don't know
do
if you have me on
federal-
Bluetooth or
federal
speakerphone or whatever, but can't.
Can you do that?
Are you off speaker?
Really?
Okay, that's better. Okay, what did you want to say?
Statutory damages, 1,500 per junk text per call.
Oh, let's not do that.
So this one sent me to, so I can sue them under federal law.
In small claims court.
That's
Really?
probably all that's made.
So I can't sue him under federal law.
Okay.
Because he didn't
Thanks.
meet.
Okay.
But he didn't
Bye.
meet the threshold if you did, if he sent you another one.
Did they have a
you use
solution
federal-
for the poopy problem?
So when he says
No, he was the guy, the one guy that donated $5.
Okay, I got it.
In the Colorado
Oh, to Drew.
provides $500 per call.
Yeah, you got this down, don't you?
It's not difficult. I mean, that's
Should
really
teach a
distinction between
should teach a little course on it.
Hell
They
no.
throw me in a slammer for that. It's called practicing law without a license.
Oh.
They would throw me in a slammer. They'd throw me in a key. Like something to get
I think people kind of like, well, Mark advises people in small claims court all the time.
Yeah, he's really on that line. He crosses that line a
Oh.
bunch of times. I can tell anybody what I do. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no, like this, I say.
You show me how to do it, and I could do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what I was saying.
I can-
Teach it. Yeah, you can't teach it.
Yeah, I just can't teach it, you know, but I could show my friends, anybody who's interested. I can say, look, here's the paperwork I used. Here's how it turned out for me. Here's
All right.
that kind of stuff. But at some point,
Have our word will treat you right at Done Right Home Improvements. DRHI.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. And CMG Financial does reverse loans. Somebody was asking me, what is that lender I've been hearing you advertise about reverse? They are doing reverse loans, by the way. It's CMG. And you can talk to John over there at 303-882-6679, partnerinlending.com. So, King's got a comment on Drew. Go ahead, King. What is your comment?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
The guy should start getting used to taking enemas. Warm water with a little bit of mineral oil might help him.
Now, do you do it?
You know, the bag.
Is that what you do, King? I never knew this show would resort. Anyway, go ahead. So we're talking enemas. Do you do your own?
Yeah, right. I was trained in the Army.
Trained in the
years
Army
ago.
to give yourself an enema. Are you crapping me? Okay, hold on.
Well, I was a medic. I was trained as a medic.
Oh,
in the
I get
Army.
it. But you do it to yourself?
Sure.
Whoa.
I'm 84 years old, so
84 years old.
I need all the help I can get.
You know, that is a problem, I guess, if you have a problem. But I just have to say this, and thank you for calling, King. Drew, I know you've been so disappointed with me over the years because I tell it like it is. And the bottom line is you're always looking for someone to pay something to you for doing you wrong. This happens too much. For any one person to have this many people do them wrong. I mean, every time you turn around, there's someone doing you wrong. I mean, really.
This is New Jersey. This is not Colorado. New Jersey, there is massive crime, massive fraud going on. Many people are in court every year in New Jersey. It's not Colorado. All I'm asking you to do is please make a phone call to Danny Wegman. He'll probably try to solve the problem. And as far as doing the enemas, I thank King for his comments. The first car accident I was involved with crippled both of my hands. My hands and arms are crippled. I cannot give myself an enema. I am crippled by federal court order.
Okay. All right, Drew, hold on. You're asking me to call Danny Wagman, a CEO of a giant drug company, and say Drew was given bad advice to use these stimulants and laxatives over a 10-week period. Now, Drew didn't read the directions himself. He relied totally on the pharmacist, and now he believes you owe him compensation because he can't go number 2 without going to the emergency room. What do you think Wagman's going to say? Oh, sure. How much does he want? It's not going to happen.
Come on, Tom. I'm not asking you to be ridiculous, but all I'm asking
how
is
much
to
you
try.
want? Okay, he's going to ask. What does he want?
I have no idea. This just happened. Whatever Danny says, I will go along with. He's a good man. I met him in the store. We pray together.
Oh, my
You can tell him this. Whatever Danny says, I accept.
Mark, will you make that call?
Oh, I just talked to Danny.
No, you didn't. Would you make that?
Yep.
Would you make that call, though?
No. He said he will give Drew 1 nickel.
No, that's not true. Hey,
Every
listen.
time this guy, deputy, whatever his name is, I have spent my life protecting people, children, and others.
Drew, every time you call, you walked into a tailgate, and
No,
you
I
blamed the
didn't walk-
tailgate.
We have an engineer report that the only
I
way
know.
the accident happened, the The tailgate was left open up and down on the sidewalk. It was nighttime. I was just simply walking. The tailgate struck me in the head. My two arms are crippled. There's been medical reports written by neurologists, engineer reports, but this deputy, I could tell him 1 and 1 is 2. He would say I'm lying. He always says I'm lying.
Rick.
Okay, Drew, I don't feel comfortable asking Danny Wagman for compensation for this. I don't. Maybe I can get one of the deputies to call him.
I'll do it, Tom.
Deputy Bo.
Drew, why don't you send a letter, registered mail, return receipt requested to Danny, explain what your situation is, and that way he'll have all the information in front of him and see if you get a response.
That might be a way to do it. We got to take a break. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
Let him take the responsibility.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Can I get?
I got one accident on
Jones
225
right
southbound in
next.
Alameda, and
If
it
I
is
have
backed
time.
up.
Right, sure.
That's pretty heavy stop and go through that stretch. Had a couple of accidents.
Not so good at this.
It was Parkway and also a rollover accident at Wadsworth and Coal Mine. The rest of the freeways look pretty good. There is some slowing again on Pena coming out of the airport from Tower, heading back to I-70. It looks like 270 might be just a little sluggish for the westbound side, right around Vasquez. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This week on Red Pilled America, we tell the story of radio icon Glenn Beck by focusing on what could be his most enduring legacy, one that almost no one has highlighted until now. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
Okay, Joe Lazar is a criminal defense attorney. When I say that, I always say I hope you never need him. And here's the deal. You may need him to refer to someone, maybe someone you know. No matter what it is, whether we like to admit it or not, life is not perfect. Things happen. Sometimes DUIs happen. Sometimes other things happen. If you're ever accused of a crime, the worst thing you want to do is try to do it yourself. The next worst thing is to shop under pressure for an attorney at the last minute. So put this name away, and I hope you never need it. Lazara, Lazzara. LazaraLegal.com or Joe Lazara. Find him at referralist.com. Free consultations always up front, and then flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Home investors will buy your house right now. No showings, no loan approvals, no inspections, nothing. Now, of course, you may want to just sell it the conventional way. I would never tell you not to. But you know what I also say? If you're looking for a quick deal and you just want to get out of town and you need to get a check, it won't do you any harm to make a phone call. That's all it takes. That's it. You can always say no. 800-44-BUYER, B-U-Y-E-R. 800-44-BUYER. In addition, I look at everything. In addition to total isolation, there's something else. The cells themselves is the slowest form of cancer. So I just had.
I can't go number 2 anymore.
To use words blessed because I don't believe God.
I can't go number 2
Hi,
anymore.
thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Like a chess player with us.
Okay. Hang on for me. You're coming up
if
next.
You had to have a diagnosis,
Hold on.
Pancreatic cancer. This would be the one to have.
That sucks.
I mean, 3% are discovered.
John Jones.
Metastasis.
Because he got cut off.
I just can't believe the percentage of people that it metastasizes. I wish there was a way, like during even regular checkups, for cancer in general.
Well, they changed the affidavit of service since I used small claims court 25 years ago on something. There's a lot of options.
I wonder if it would have picked it up, and then what would I have done?
See, that's what they were saying.
Oh,
that
he'll
the thing
hold
about
on
the
for
braille
another
test,
hour.
They don't tell
This
you
is
what to do,
interesting.
but
If
they
you
do
know
have
the
a
person's at
cancer
the
center.
door,
he
I used to
just
serve
scares the
papers
hell
when
out
I
of
was in
people.
college. A lot of times you know they're there, but they won't accept it. Then you just leave them.
I didn't even
Who
know.
refuse service and then leave the documents on the doorstep. I guess that's good service, huh? Offered to deliver them in person, identified to me as a defendant who refused service, and then leaving the
This
documents.
doctor, this oncologist said.
See, I thought you
this
had to
could have
back
been
in the day
prevented
touch them
for
with
2
it.
years.
They had to hand it to them. But from what this says, Dimitri, you can just leave it at the doorstep.
Yeah, I didn't read that.
But he said.
I mean, I used to serve paper. That was a big no-no. If they were at the door, they wouldn't. If you knew it was them, and they said wouldn't refuse service, that was not good service. So it looks like they changed that. Defendant who refused service, and then leave them in a conspicuous place.
The body
I might run into the copy room and make a copy.
Oh, yours.
They haven't.
Do you want me
But
to
your body does
send you a
that.
link to the bank?
He says, you know.
No, that's right. I just
pissed
like
off
to have
at myself.
this.
I said, I've done so much shit in my life, so much to stay healthy.
It's called the
He said that's probably why you have such.
That's the small claims court forms. You got all
That's
this
that
online.
whole packet of paper you're holding. That's called JDF 250.
And is this good throughout the state of Colorado, or just Denver?
I believe it's throughout the state because
I didn't want
I use the same forms for Adams County Small Claims Court.
Oh, see, they must have. I remember back in the day, Adams County, Jefferson had their own
Because of the
small claims court
they
packet.
had that twice. Because the first guy couldn't.
They
get it,
might
the second
still
guy
have
did.
them. I don't know.
Both in one day.
Adams and Denver.
Because of that.
Oh, interesting.
Put me in the hospital for 10 days.
I just haven't seen it in
Pancreatitis.
Jeffco yet.
Nothing to do with the cancer, but whenever you mess around with the pancreas,
So when your process server serves them, he's got to put his
it wasn't
fee on.
infected. It was just swollen. It was called pancreatitis. And I felt like I
not
had
actually
inside somebody took a rubber band and was doing that to me. I could hardly breathe.
A few weeks ago,
So I had to be in the
I can send
hospital.
you that form.
And they
if you
said,
want, but
"You
she
can't
sent me
do
an affidavit of service.
So
without
that's
her
done.
fee on her.
That takes up to 2
Let
months.
me send you her.
Sure.
They have to go wait a month. But said, and while we're waiting. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Integra, John Jones. I'm so sorry, Johnny, that it took so long to get to you here, but I wanted to ask you real quick. This woman got a phone call, Eva, and they talked her into switching her supplement, and she's sorry she did it. Eva, when did that phone call come in? Roughly, Eva, roughly, when did the phone call come in?
Saturday.
Okay. Was that open enrollment, John? Are they allowed to switch her on Saturday?
Oh, so Medicare supplement. Was she on a supplement or an Advantage plan?
It was
Advantage, John.
Oh, it was Advantage. I'm sorry,
Advantage
Mark.
plan, yeah, so yeah, it's an Advantage. So there is an Advantage open enrollment window, which is January 1st to March 31st.
Oh.
It's a one-time change to switch to your Medicare Advantage. So if you get a Medicare Advantage plan during the annual enrollment period, which is October 15th to December 7th, you have between January 1st and March 31st to change it one time if you want to.
Now, wait a minute. So if he slammed her into it on a Saturday, last Saturday, can she get out of it?
I would contact the carrier directly, and I'd file a formal complaint saying I was sold this plan and I didn't want to get it. I don't know what you have a one time. You can change your plan one time during that open enrollment period.
Well, what does that mean, changing one time? Is that, John, meaning the one she just made on Saturday? Is that considered the one time, or is it undoing it?
Because it's a window. It's a window to change your plan if you got into a plan that you weren't happy with during annual enrollment.
Okay, good. So what you're saying is there is a chance to get out of it.
No,
But
she
then
used
you need to
her
call
chance.
the carrier, file a formal complaint that she was sold a plan that she didn't want to get into. So who's the health insurance company?
All right, listen. Listen, here's what we're going to do. Eva,
You got to call the carrier. If you know who the carrier is, hang on, and we'll make sure you know that. I'm Tom Martino.
Thank you.
The show is live.
How do we know it's a bad plan? We don't.
No, it's not. Always a good hint when somebody calls to ask if it's a repeat. Great. A little bit. Who? Good afternoon. Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Really happy.
This is Kelly.
I'm interested in this. So if you get the affidavit of service, you drop the papers off.
Yes.
Okay?
Help.
Now, in addition to this,
Help at troubleshooter.com.
Or is that another? Or can you mail it in light of?
Yes.
I can't mail it.
Help.
Only the court clerk can mail
Help.
it.
Right, but can you avoid all
At
of this? and just
troubleshooter.com.
mail
You
it?
got it.
I don't touch any of that. The court clerk does something with that page. And
That is Tom Martino's email.
Yeah, but don't you have to give this to the process server?
No. So.
No, he doesn't have a Gmail.
The lawsuit.
But that gentleman usually gets a lot of Tom Martino emails.
They don't fill
It
that out.
is
I just
a
emailed you
totally different
the
Tom
affidavit
Martino.
of service that the process server fills out. It's not
Help at
it could be
troubleshooter.com
that, but
is
they
the
have
correct
their own
email.
that they use. So I take it back about the process server does get that page because that's part of that packet, but she didn't use that page.
And it looks like the process server does have to get it notarized.
Okay.
Okay, could be if
This
she
is
uses
If you
that.
send that to
What's
help
interesting
at
about this.
troubleshooter.com,
I'm not
I can
sharp
go
on
ahead
the
and
legal stuff,
forward
but
that.
To me, it's well,
And
you can
we
just
can
do
try
it
to
by
get you
mail.
some-
I can't tell number 2 anymore.
Oh, boy. You and I can't do it by mail.
Oh,
Only the court clerk
No.
can do it by
Only
mail.
the court can do it. But is that good enough?
Yes.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
The court does it.
Yeah, and it's also super cheap.
Okay.
It's $15.
No problem. All right. Thanks, Greg. Okay. Bye.
I feel
It
bad
doesn't
for
say
Drew.
on here like
I
return.
can't tell number 2 anymore.
They're required to have their
Okay.
It's awful. Poor guy.
certified mail with return receipt.
Hey, how's his lawsuit going? I thought he was going to sue Tom.
I guess you won't know, but in every small claims
Well, we
court,
did help him with
the
the
court does do this for you.
So he's going to sue us
They'll
for helping
mail
with
it.
GoFundMe.
The two courts I used do that. I don't know if every court does that.
Denver does.
Denver does, and Adams County does.
Great. That's good.
So Dimitri, so if they mail this, right, which they have to by 3 days, does that mean they still have to do this? Does the process still have to? No.
When the court clerk mails it, and if they get the green card back, then it's done.
Then this is done. You don't have to.
Yeah,
screw
you don't
around.
have to mess around with that.
Okay. So they maybe do this first. And
That's
then
what
if
I want them to do.
And then if they don't get that green
Oh,
card back,
yeah.
then they have to.
Then
Where
I
are
have-
you?
have to hire
Like in the lobby?
That's what I did.
Okay.
In the case I filed in December. The court clerk mailed the whole package to the defendant. The defendant didn't pick it up at the post office.
Right.
It was returned to the court clerk. The court clerk told me they were unsuccessful at serving by mail.
So you have to go to this step.
Yeah. And so I hired a process server. She served the defendant. She provided me with her own affidavit of service, not that page.
Okay, she did her own.
And I just emailed it to you.
Okay.
At the
Yeah, I'll
RM
go
sewer.
get one again. Okay.
So you'll see what she emailed to me.
It's very interesting. It's really changed. I'm gonna go make a copy.
Say anything about that.
And that could be where the name comes from. Star. It's a great Crosby, Stills and Nash song, Dark Star, which is theorized to be a tribute song to his girlfriend's penis. I see you in the morning.
I'm just a fan of this.
I can't go number 2 anymore.
Dude, I emailed myself so it's in my phone so I can make it an alert. I don't know who I'm going to apply it to.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
More than usual?
I mean, we know what's wrong. But
Well, yeah, something's wrong,
there's
but...
somebody there that's doing something. He's fucking mind.
Okay, I'll pass that along, Drew.
Kelly's in charge, that's all I know.
Okay, no problem.
I tried a little lubricant up there. Because we had that call after. Oh, no, we had a recommendation from an 85-year-old Army medic.
King.
Try and help Drew?
King.
Yeah.
To
oil and
an
water.
enema with mineral oil
Yeah.
and warm water.
What are you doing, making a salad? Hey, this is a great community. They're always thoughtful and helpful. A pinch of paprika. What?
His name was King, for God's sake.
King knew all about
How to clear up number 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh my God.
If only we all could be so lucky.
Why do I work
Because the pay's terrible.
Are you evacuating properly?
It's amazing.
Delays there between Tunnel 3 and Golden. With traffic, I'm John.
I have to deal with Drew and Eva?
I heard Eva as I was getting my food. That's great. Oh, she's still on? Oh, beautiful. I can't wait.
It's terrible. All I know is I think I'm getting a chili dog.
Yeah, glad you liked it.
Modern.
No, it's really
Change.
Yeah, because when I did a few, the course never offered to mail.
Yes, you are still.
Maybe they do it to try to speed it up.
That's what I think. Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised when I found out that they do that.
But the process.
Can you remind Tom that he still has John Jones?
So they can get it knocked out with the mailing. You don't need a process server.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
10 seconds, guys.
To bring civil charges against the state of Colorado and Denver for Sanctuary City. Should it bring those charges, join us at 4.
Kelly would like me to make sure that you know that you still have John Jones online as well as Eva.
You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We're here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life a little easier. Thank you for being here. We got the whole crew, Deputy Doc here with me. We got Nick Fox with RenewHomeInnovations.com, Marc Mager at his mothership, and then we have, of course, Deputy D and Deputy Bo at the station. So we got a lot to talk about today, and let's talk to John Jones really quickly. Is he still on? And he's with Integra Insurance Group. They're health insurance brokers, and they do on and off the exchange, and they do it the wise way. They customize these plans for people, or they look for plans for people, and they don't put people into plans. They put plans for people. And so that what they mean is that they really, really have a great service for helping you find health insurance. But what happens when, you get solicited on the phone? This happens a lot. John, we're hearing more and more of these big high-pressure calls trying to get you to switch from A, B, and a supplement over to Advantage, or to try to switch your supplements. I didn't know phone rooms were a really big thing, but they are when it comes to health insurance now. Have you noticed that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I mean, it's certainly some advice is don't just enter your information into something online. Like a lot of people search online. They think that they're checking out Connect for Health Colorado, for example, but there's a lot of sites that are similar, and you enter that information online, and all of a sudden you get a lot of phone calls from a lot of these agents who aren't even in the state, who aren't selling affordable care qualified health insurance, and whose sales practices are deceptive at best and dishonest at worst in some cases. It is open enrollment for Medicare Advantage, right? And this is where people can change their plan once. So if you got sold a Medicare Advantage plan in the fall during the annual enrollment period and it didn't work for you, or your doctors aren't in it, or you got the wrong plan, you're allowed to change this one time. But it's just once, and so you want to be really careful that you're making the right decision if that's something that you're doing during this time. But yeah, certainly there's agents out there who are trying to get you to change. They're trying to rewrite the business.
Have you ever had people call you and say, John, we mistakenly signed up for someone, we don't want them?
It happens. It does happen, but that's during the annual enrollment period, right? October 15th to December 7th. And then, so yeah, we get calls during open enrollment saying, hey, how can you help us?
Eva, there's one thing we didn't ask, and Deputy Doc brought this up during a break. How do you know what you got into is not good? Now, I'm not saying you should keep it, but why do you feel it's automatically bad?
Well, Tom, the reason is that I got pressured into signing over the phone, and I had asked, I first want to receive your information and compare it with what I got from the company. And somehow I got pressured into signing over the phone to even get it. And I was thinking later that I should have told them I'd call them back after I see what I have, so that I could compare it with what they're saying that they could give me. But I guess I stupidly got pressured into it.
Well, did you ever compare them?
Well, I can't compare them because she said I won't get that written information until after the 1st, and it's going to change on the 1st.
I bet John knows, Tom. John, what did you have and what do you have now?
Well, because the plan's not effectuated yet, I really recommend, because the plan is not effectuated, it effectuates on the 1st. So at the end of this week, I really recommend that you do contact the health insurance company that you switched to, that whoever sold you this moved you over to, that you contact them, you explain it was not adequately presented to me. I wasn't given the opportunity to compare the two plans, the one that I was on and this one, and file a formal complaint. Contact your other health insurance company that you had and see if that can be reinstated, because this plan hasn't been effectuated yet.
Okay, what I'd like to know is this, though. What's the name of the new plan?
It's United Healthcare.
The new plan. And what was the old plan?
Cigna.
John, just out of curiosity, do you know any kind of...
I can't. No, and I can't go into benefits with Medicare Advantage.
You have United Healthcare.
I'm very happy with it.
So,
we can't assume what she has is bad because a guy slammed her on the phone. But anyway, Eva, thank you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. He says if you call the underwriter and say, look, we've done this, I was pressured, I don't feel right, I don't want it. Right, John? Okay. Integra Insurance Group, IntegraInsurance.com, 303-466-5500. We're going to move on. I got a lot happening here today. We also have Nick Fox with us with... remember Meet the Falkers? This is Meet the Fox. Anyway, Nick Fox. So you can see his bathrooms at renewhomeinnovations.com, but they're shower conversions. They're doing some sheet porcelain. Somebody wanted to ask, can that sheet porcelain be used as backsplashes in the kitchen? Somebody wanted to do something really
creative with it.
Absolutely. You can do the entire countertop with out of the
Wait. Countertop?
Of course.
With porcelain?
Absolutely.
So wait a minute. That would look rich, man. So you put that over like a base, like you would even anything, like, any kind of, how thick is it?
Well, it comes in different slab sizes. It can be in 6 cm, 12 cm, and 3 cm. So it's multiple different sizes that you...
Centimeters.
Centimeters, yeah.
So would that be like a 1/4 inch would be the thickest?
No, about a 1/2 inch.
Oh,
I
really?
think you can even get almost... It can almost be about the size of an inch thick.
And what colors are we talking about? I always think of porcelain as being white.
Well, no, there's hundreds of different color.
Really? Are they naturally colored at the quarry, or are we talking about quarried colors or made colors?
They're made patterns, and they're baked into the product, so they'll never come out. You never have to worry about them.
So what kind of colors?
A lot of natural stone look.
Okay,
you get a lot of natural.
The grays and the whites and the beiges and that. Do people do any pastels at all?
There's a lot of pastel that are being created today. There's actually some really beautiful blue patterns that are just incredible that people are really intrigued with. But
can you explain to me how porcelain, let's say, differs in hardness to like a granite or something like that?
So a couple things about porcelain in general. It's a raw material. It can be versatile for all different types of projects in the home. It's non-absorbent to anything, so you don't have to worry about anything being porous. It's resistant to liquids, to acids, thermal shock. In fact, you can even get
even water spotting. I mean, It's amazing to me. It's amazing. Now, our toilets, when they say porcelain, are they really porcelain toilets? Are there? I mean, the toilets we buy nowadays, if they're not plastic, that hard like white glass, is that a porcelain?
It is a porcelain. It's a porcelain material.
Okay,
correct. Yeah, but there's so many advantages to this product. I mean, it's a very hygienic surface. They're using it in hospitals
because it doesn't cling on to germs.
Exactly. That's a huge factor.
Viruses don't live on it.
Yeah, you don't need to embed it with an antimicrobial product like some of the other products that require it. So,
question, Nick. I always thought that porcelain was like a glaze that you put over something and then bake it. So what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Actually, lime porcelain.
It's a
stone. It's a slab.
It's a stone that's a slab, and they put a coating over it. It's baked into the coating. I
never knew that.
Yeah.
What does rough porcelain look like?
I don't have an answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just wondered what, because granite looks pretty damn ugly before you do anything to it. Anyway, so porcelain, as far as its resiliency, you're saying it's one of the most resilient.
Absolutely. The color doesn't alter. It can handle heavy loads. It's very easy to clean.
But cost-wise, is it really expensive compared to, like, if you were to do a shower and put granite in there or put porcelain in there do people use quartzite for showers or not?
Not really. I mean, there's in today's market, there's acrylic showers.
Yeah.
There's tile showers, which most people aren't utilizing anymore. And then there's a lot of blended material products that might have a crushed stone with some type of...
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But as far as expense goes, where does porcelain sit?
Mid to top tier.
Okay.
But the nice thing about it is because we buy it in such a large volume, we're able to get really competitive with our prices. So don't let the product fear you from even being concerned about the cost, because we're actually really competitive with the product.
I mean, if you're going to get it, you're saying you can make it right.
Yeah, we can be very competitive.
And also, a shower is something you're going to do once.
Right.
It's not like you want to cheap out on it. You're going to do it once.
100%. And I'll tell you what's really, if you have an interest in a steam shower line, this is the ideal product for it.
For steam?
Yeah, absolutely. It does not change its effectiveness at all. I mean, a lot of the products you can't do it with it. So.
Mark, I think I've asked you this before. What's that beautiful shower that you have? Is that porcelain? What are the walls on that?
Yes,
porcelain. Yeah,
no,
God, it's beautiful. Oh my God, stunning.
Yeah.
When I went in there, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's like, wow. It really is a wow factor.
It's the nicest product I've seen on the market.
Anyway, 303-713-8255. We have more coming right up on the Troubleshooter Show. And want to remind you that K&H Home Solutions, they have all kinds of exterior solutions for your home. They've been with me for years. khwindows.com.
In today's Marketers Report, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, weighs in on audio's ability to reach any audience.
Everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. So it's a great way to take something very precise in what we're trying to do to reach patients with something that I think we can all agree is somewhat broad in reaching many, many different audiences.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia can get more people to hear your message than anyone else. For better results for every budget, visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
Sometimes.
But
honestly,
look high end.
No, it is high end. But
all right. So, John Fuller is our personal injury expert here on the show, to where not only does he answer questions about personal injury, we even have him fill in on the show. He's so skilled at the law. Now, if you're ever in an accident, you can call him before you hire anyone, and he'll answer your questions. He'll evaluate your case, and he'll give you the lowdown on what your next steps should be, and it's all without any obligation. If you do hire him, of course, there's no out of pocket. It's on a percentage fee basis. John Fuller, Fuller Law. It's 303-597-4500. Personal, close, direct attention. 303-597-4500. Now, speaking of attorneys, Joe Lazzara is an attorney that we have been recommending to people if they're ever charged with a DUI or any kind of similar case or any kind of offense, because Joe will give you a free consultation always up front to quell any of your fears, to answer any of your questions, and then flat rate pricing on the entire offense. Now, that is really comforting because you'll know the price, it won't change, and you won't be nickeled and dimed. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Lazzara, LazzaraLegal.com. So what were you saying?
Don't call and yell at Tom.
Right now, Colorado, you can get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
I would highly recommend Rhino Shield. Is a very good company. Oh, your neighbors, they were all impressed with it. And I said, well, Rhino Shield, I've got their phone number.
Here's owner Jim Williams.
This offer is limited, so call me at 844-317-4466. That's 844-31-RHINO or rhinoshieldco.com.
Investors trying to make sense of the markets, look to diversify out of the craziness. Listen to The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels right here on KHAL, Sundays at 9 a.m. Tune in for Kenny's insights and The Gold Show this Sunday at 9 a.m.
If you're looking for quality service, products, and crazy deals, think Plumline Services and Carrier. Whether staying warm this winter, clearing drains, or other plumbing and electrical issues, depend on Plumline's leadership and excellence in home services, together with quality brands like Carrier, serving Capital Plumline and Carrier. Turn to the experts. Service at home, servants at heart. 25 years strong. PlumlineServices.com.
True hung up, Dimitri.
Hoping we hear some more about it.
Yes, Animas.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Petition is how long it'll take to sell.
About what?
And it was
Okay, you do know that you called a radio show, correct? Okay, I'm assuming that you don't want to be on the radio. Okay, all right. You have a good day. Bye-bye.
Say the keyboard. Or anxiety are making you feel alone. The Raleigh House is here for you. With 2 locations in Denver, our team of professionals at the Raleigh House provides a premium and perhaps offering both inpatient and outpatient services. The Raleigh House can be there for your third. Our subsidiaries and legal help services from the Raleigh House can provide a place where you can reconnect, find your purpose, and heal. The Raleigh House can help. Visit theRaleighHouse.com to get the help you need. That's the RALEIGH.com.
The house painted with. Okay. Florida is sponsored by Johnny, that urge to serve.
The carrier directly, and I file a formal complaint.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports, presented by the all-new 2025 Nissan Armada. Over the weekend, the Lunar Owls reported their first loss of the unrivaled season, falling to Rose BC 72-63. Rose's Angel Reese reported the first 2020 in unrivaled history in the win, finishing the
Good, sir.
How you doing?
All right, buddy. Yourself?
Good. How's the grandkid?
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Growing like weeds and just having fun.
Weeds, huh?
The 2025 all-new Nissan Armada can tackle almost any.
The older one's, he's only 18 months, 16 months, but he's already trying to test boundaries of, can I jump off of this?
Oh.
Yeah, so it's already started. It's fantastic.
House Studios.
10 seconds, buddy.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Montoya wants to talk about Vimeo. Is it the video service Vimeo or is it Venmo? I think it's Vimeo, right?
Yes, that's correct, Tom. Vimeo, similar to YouTube, a different company altogether.
Yeah, and Vimeo seems to be geared more toward companies and stuff, in my opinion. But anyway, what's going on with Vimeo?
Well, Vimeo, similar to YouTube, they allow users to upload videos of anything.
Yeah.
And I was just Googling online, and I found a video of someone that I knew who made an off-color remark about my mother.
What?
And my mother's been deceased since 2018.
Now, wait a minute. Montoya, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. This is weird. So you happen to be on Vimeo, and you were browsing Vimeo?
No, I was browsing Google, just typing in people's names just to see what's out there, because these people have been doing things to me.
Got it. And when you when you are Vimeo, when you are Googling names, you put your mom's name in there?
No, I put my aunt's name.
Okay. And what happened when you put your aunt's name in there?
I found a whole lot of returns of a legacy page saying that she died. And then 3 or 4 lines down, I find this online funeral of her service that was live streamed but recorded and kept up on the Vimeo site.
Now, let me ask you this, Montoya. So your aunt did die when you put her name in there, right? She had died.
She had died several weeks in the past.
Okay.
But there was still this recorded 1 hour
But
service,
why did you, I'm
a
just curious,
celebration
why
of
did you Google your deceased aunt's name? I'm just curious.
I had legal problems with this aunt, and I didn't know that she died yet. I just want to see where they were at, if they were going to try something else. So this is my way.
But that's how you found out she died? That's how you found out she died? It was online?
Yes, because none of the family communicates to me anymore.
Okay, so you found she had recently passed away, and then there was some kind of video on Vimeo of her service.
Yes. There's a company that all they do is upload funeral services onto sites like Vimeo. And
Really?
their
Are they
profile on
hired?
Vimeo,
Are
there's
they
like
hired to do
40,
it?
50 Yes, they are hired to do it.
And
Based off
so,
their website,
okay,
when I
so
did the
someone
research
must
and
have
found
hired
out
this
about
company to film your aunt's memorial, and it was uploaded to Vimeo.
it. That's correct.
And what happened then?
Well, I looked at the service, and 45 minutes in, there's this niece of my mother's getting up on stage saying that on behalf of all the nieces and nephews, I've been tasked to speak on behalf of this deceased aunt.
Got it.
Now, that's the first problem. I wasn't consulted, so for her to say that she spoke to everyone and got consent was a false statement.
Well, I understand that,
Second,
but no one, I
she goes
understand.
on to
It's
say-
just like when people are at a town hall and they say, well, I speak for my neighborhood. But anyway, so what happened? This woman or this cousin of yours is up there speaking at your aunt's memorial, and it's on Vimeo. Then what?
Then she gets to going through a list of all the aunts that who has passed away and all the aunts that's still living. So she's kind of giving a summary of what these aunts are
Now,
like.
is this niece,
And
was
the
this
first person
was
on
this
her
the
list-
daughter of the deceased aunt, or was this just some cousin?
This was just some cousin.
So a random cousin is up there speaking about the family.
Yes.
And she mentioned your mom.
Yes. She made a crack, which once I tell you what she said, it will sound like opinion, but when you hear the back history of it, you will understand, or I should say, I hope you and your audience will understand, it was more sinister than that.
But if she's not alive, what does it matter?
Once you hear the back history,
Okay,
I would
yeah,
hope you
that's what I
understood.
want to hear. But Montoya, hold on a second. I'll come right back to you. This is a very strange call, but very interesting as well, because there are certain laws and there are certain laws regarding the dead, the deceased, and there are certain laws about those they left behind as well as to whether they have actions on anything like this. We'll talk about that and more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-8255. Don't forget Compass Insurance Group for insurance checkups to make sure you're not underinsured or you're not paying too much for insurance. They'll do a complete, honest check. 303-996-9000.
This is Denver's talk station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Yeah, nice quiet lunch hour
It's crazy
drive
what
out here. You
calls
do
we
have
get, isn't
some
it?
slowing areas like 270 west up to Vasquez.
I'm Kelly. She finds them.
Looks to be construction related. Northbound 25 up near 84th and I-70 eastbound around 225. Looks like some construction work there off to the side. Just a little bit of a slowdown. If you're heading to the airport, we're wide open on Pena. One accident down in Littleton, southwest corner. We've got still in the cleanup stages, Coal Mine and Wadsworth. Some slight delays through the area. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of, for our money, the best gas station and convenience store in the world, Buc-ee's. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Vestera Turnkey is a system, is a strategy developed by real estate broker Barry Miller. He's esteemed around the country for his knowledge in real estate. And he actually helps you become a landlord without the conventional risks or hassles. He does it by researching markets where there's upside potential, positive cash flow for rents, and he helps you get into a home to help manage the rentals and then sell the home, all in a complete package where you don't have the conventional worries of a landlord, but you get the upside. He's been getting returns of 30 to 80% for people. Now, if you're interested, you can talk to Barry or go to his website, VesteraTurnkey.com, VESTERRA, VesteraTurnkey.com, 303-888-3788. So
this is Michael.
Okay, then I'm going to just forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh, he sounded like a coherent guy.
So do you, other than in your own,
That's a bummer.
investing in all portfolio? It's better to do
Not-
none or to do it the right
Not
way.
correct.
But most people like you, like George Donaldson, and
All right.
people that have their own business,
Okay.
98%
Yes.
of all their money
No.
is back in their business because they know that's going to be their big giant.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Is that your plan, right? And that.
Hi, Drew. How you doing, Drew?
But you can't.
Long time no talk.
You can't
Kelly
guy
last week.
right? Because you're going to cash in someday.
Any
That's
movement in the lower half?
You're crippled.
He's just crazy.
Now?
They have those into their business. Literally.
Okay. Did you want to talk to Tom?
Trying to call him.
They flip it for millions.
Okay.
Like I said,
Hang on for me.
that's just not normal. But
No, it's
He's
like
just crazy, bro.
a few of them into it have peeled off a few $100,000 or $1 million
His
and
hands.
have put it to work for
Oh,
them
he was wiping too
just
much.
as an aside. Qualified money so they can get some tax benefits, or just something where it's in addition to their business. But it's hard to motivate people like you because your end game is going to be way
Early,
better
Dimitri.
than any end game I can offer. Right? Like for a small, what I offer them is extraordinary.
I really don't know.
Real financial.
I honestly
But
don't
if it
know.
doesn't
It's extraordinary.
That's fine, neither
that
is Drew.
They don't have it anymore. But for people in business, it's hard to compete with that because people like you, I mean, who are smart, not normal plumbers and shit, they need all the help they can get. But people who have their end game, which is private equity,
Oh, Drew's back.
you can't argue with it.
Issue with
How do you
being
argue with it? You know, no matter how many millions you put in it, when you get the multiple back, there's no arguing with it. And that's what, like I said, 99% of all.
Drew is back, and you're going to be in trouble. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Drew is back.
Well, it depends on what you want to do. High risk, low risk, in 3 years. But I mean, if you just leave it there to compound, I mean, it won't take long at all. I mean, well, I'll look at mine and see. I'll run an actual plan as if you did it today on our model, what it would do. And I'll put you in the same risk profile. I'm going to ask them right now to run that. Who does? Oh, man.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
So he wants to do it like as a, well, he can work with us. I mean, and he gets to.
What's
he'll
your name?
have trailing. He'll have lifetime residuals. I mean, if he brings in clients, and then he'll learn how to.
Sure thing, Sean. Hang on for me, and he'll be with you as soon as possible. Okay? Hold on.
Yeah, but we can do an internship with him.
Somebody with a problem.
Not Drew and his pooper?
No. Now he's calling about his crippled hands.
He can make that guarantee because he spends tens of thousands of dollars generating demand. And right now he has hundreds of approved home buyers ready to buy. He just doesn't have enough houses. So if you have a house, Troy might have that perfect buyer for you right now. Give him a call, 720-900-4433. Let me give you a story. Just last week, Troy listed a house that was on the market for almost a month. You know what? Troy sold it for full price in less than a week. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash, and it can close in as little as 7 days. Call Troy and get your home sold.
Dimitri, can you file your court papers with a credit card, or do you need a check?
Either one.
Okay.
Cash, check, card, they take calls.
10 seconds.
Some restrictions apply.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi,
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we're here helping you. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, give us a call. We have Montoya. Montoya said he basically was doing some searching on Google and found a video, basically. And the Vimeo video was a funeral service of his aunt. And some cousin was up there talking about the family. And apparently, I think he's going to get to this, the cousin made some disparaging remarks about your mom. Is that right?
She made some remarks. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What did she say about your mom?
Made a remark. Well, she started off saying, we're blessed to have our no-nonsense Aunt Selma, which is my mother, which immediately people started laughing in the background. Then she went on to other aunts saying, pomp and circumstance aunt. The other aunt is someone who's a safe place, that she's always a safe place to go to. Every aunt had something positive except my mother, by the same person who wrote my mother a letter while she was dying and blasted her for not speaking to her. Blasted her over the phone, same person at that funeral, told her, the next time I want your opinion, I'll tell you about it, exclamation point.
Okay, now here's what I need to know, Montoya. Hold on, Montoya. I need to know this. What remarks were made about your mother?
About the no-nonsense aunt.
Well, why is that an insult?
That's an insult based on those prior actions that happened while my mother was dying, that this same niece told her.
Yeah, but Montoya, that makes no sense to me, and I'm listening to every word you're saying. The sum total of the remarks that people would have gotten in the audience, the sum total of all the remarks, not knowing the previous emails or previous conversations or whatever, was that your mom was a no-nonsense aunt. Is that right?
Not entirely. I communicated to the family
Montoya,
about
Montoya, I'm going to have to keep you focused, and here's why. Because you're looking at this from background information that you have. I'm looking at this as someone who is in the audience, what they would walk away with about your mom, because that's all that counts. It doesn't matter what the behind the story is. It doesn't matter how you personally took it. It doesn't matter how your mom would have taken it. What matters is what was said publicly about your mother. And all I hear so far is that she was the no-nonsense aunt.
That's correct.
Well, there's nothing actionable there.
Well, based off of Vimeo's terms and conditions, there's a clause about, which I'm looking at on my screen, about what defamation is. And I know you mentioned before about dead people. That's not in their terms and conditions. I'm reading it right now on my screen.
Okay, but Montoya, man, you sound intelligent. Let me just talk to you, really. I know you're upset about your mother, but let me explain something to you. You're telling me that because a cousin at a funeral service said that your mom was a no-nonsense aunt, that she defamed your mother? Is that what you're saying?
Well, if I speak about the past, you're going to suggest I need to be focused. So
no. What I'm saying, Montoya, is it doesn't matter about the past. If I knew, for example, someone had a questionable past, and if I accused them one time as being a child molester. Okay, let's just say I had an uncle and I put an email to my uncle, "You're a dirty child molester." Okay, then at the uncle's funeral, I get up and say, "You know what, my uncle, I never liked the guy, I never trusted him." Or, "He was a no-nonsense uncle." Or, "You know that uncle, I would never trust him alone with anybody." If I said any of those things, that the people were not privy to the previous comments or emails, there would be no connective tissue. There would be nothing defamatory. I'm just telling you that you're connecting dots that the public would not connect. You are personally insulted. Montoya.
Even with the people laughing in the background.
That's right. If she went up and said, "You know, Aunt Thelma, I never liked her. She was a no-nonsense aunt. She was unfriendly, and I never got along with her." And everyone laughed and said, "Yeah, yeah." That's not defamation. That's opinion. Montoya,
I don't even know what
you have the weakest case for
part
defamation.
of it's got to do with
you have the
anything,
weakest case for defamation I have ever heard in my entire life. And the fact that they violated Vimeo terms, let's say they did. Let's say, for argument's sake, they have violated Vimeo terms 100%. That doesn't give you an action. That gives Vimeo an action. Or it gives you maybe the action to request that they remove it. I think you're overthinking this thing, man. I'm not trying to disrespect you or your mother. You're overthinking it. I don't think anyone will ever even stumble on the damn thing. And if they do, they're going to go through the comments. You think they're actually going to listen to somebody giving a eulogy at a funeral and then pick out the part about your mom? Think of it really, Montoya, from a common sense standpoint. Do you really believe that you have anything actionable? Really? I'm not asking if you're not pissed off. You see, you can be pissed off. You can be insulted. But that's not the same as defamation.
I only came up with that reasoning based on what is in Vimeo's definition.
Read what it says in Vimeo. What does it say?
We do not allow content that makes provable false statements of fact about a person, regardless of their private or public status, that would harm their reputation.
Now tell me what is cruel. Tell me what is cruel or untrue about someone saying that Thelma was a no-nonsense aunt. What's cruel about that?
Well, the document doesn't say cruel. It just said provable false statement.
Oh, I'm saying provable. I'm sorry. So you're saying that your mother was not no nonsense. Your mother was all about nonsense. What are you actually saying?
What I'm actually saying is this niece got up there, made a comment, opinion about my mother,
right,
without giving full disclosure of what she said to my mother.
She doesn't have to. Montoya, you called me for advice. She doesn't have to give full disclosure. There is nothing actionable there, okay? I'm sorry. You are really wasting a lot of time. And what you ought to do is get over the grief of losing your mother, because that's what this is. That's what this is. This is unspent love. This is grief. That's what it is. And you don't know where to direct it right now. And I feel very bad for you. I really do, because I can tell you love your mother. I loved my mother. I can tell. And you don't want anything said bad. You don't want anything that would reflect on her in a negative way, but you're barking up the wrong tree. You're really picking a fight that doesn't need to be picked. It's something that is a nothing burger, literally. And I'm telling you that out of love to move on. We have more coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Got a decent drive across Denver Highway so far this afternoon. Not going to find any major backups along I-25. 225.
I'd love to be called the no-nonsense person.
A little minor backup on the westbound side of 270. It's pretty heavy there from I-70 out towards Vasquez. We did have an earlier problem on Yale around Sheridan. Looks like that's been taken care of, and for the most part, decent drive all around Denver.
The best thing you can do is talk to Vimeo and get him to try and take it down. That's it.
Glenn Beck by focusing on what could be his most enduring legacy, one that almost highlighted until now. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
Gravina. They are the name you associate with windows, siding, and doors. Gravina's has been around for many, many, many years. Larry worked with his dad in the 70s, went off on his own in the 80s. His son Nick joined him, and they have a great company at 950 West Evans, the original Gravina's. GravinaWindows.com is the website, and the number is very easy to remember, 303 Gravina, Gravina, 303 Gravina for the best prices, selection, 50 lines of windows, multiple lines of doors and siding. Gravina, 303 Gravina. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies are people I know, and I've known them because they do a great job getting people ready for retirement. They look at your elements, like your 401ks, your IRAs, your nest eggs. They help it grow. They help it be safe. And then they look to income in your retirement. They look for long-term planning. They look for legacy planning, selling or turning or passing your business on. Whatever you need in your retirement, they help you plan for. If you ever have any doubts at what they do, ask them. Upfront, no obligation. What can you do for me? 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211. rpcenter.com. Oh, she was telling me not to give that guy. Oh, she was.
I wouldn't mind another water, just a plain one. Not.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Drew has called back like a few times.
Okay, I'll get him.
He now believes his hands are crippled.
Okay.
All because he can't poop.
Everybody in the world has done him wrong his entire life. His hands are crippled from an accident. His brain, traumatic brain injury from an accident. Everybody in the world is his enemy.
I'm just saying.
Accurate.
I put him up, but then he hangs up because his phone is also messed up. So I'm just letting you know what's going on if you see Drew's name appear and disappear.
I have to, okay, I have to take this call. Okay, hey, Mark, ask Mark if he can take over from here for a little while. I have a call.
Okay.
Mark, take over.
Wait.
What?
Take over.
Take over.
You're taking over.
All right.
I think you got the wrong
And
number.
just so you know.
Hey, not Tom. Take over for Tom.
Thank you.
Just so you
No,
know,
never mind. I
like
got
I
it. Wait.
said-
Right after the. I think you need to take the 1 o'clock hour for a little while for this call if I have to take it.
Right.
Okay.
If.
Yep.
Well, Drew's not on, so.
minted in 99.9% pure silver and made in the USA. Don't miss out on this special deal. Regularly priced at $49.95.
Oh my
For a limited time, only $39.95. Save $10 per silver bar. Limit of 25 bars per customer. The more you buy, the more you save. Up to $250 in savings and free shipping on every order. Plus, with qualifying orders,
10 seconds.
silver dollar. It's a $59.95 value. Call 1-800-973-9714 now to secure your
There was something, and I told him just before you came, I said, Doc, that might cover it, something like that. You know, I'm gonna ask AI too. I always ask AI.
Almost anything preset, your favorite local station, sure, but your favorite podcast, that amazing playlist you made for free.
Yeah.
You can't get on the radio, like 24/7 Beatles and iHeart 80s.
That's a game changer.
Whatever you choose, it's as easy as a tap to make a preset. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeart Radio app today. Weekdays 2 to 4.
10 seconds.
Allison Browner joins me with a scoop on a timeline established by the Jeffco Sheriff's Office in the Columbine High School grooming scandal. Show starts Monday at 2 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Real quick here, renewhomeinnovations.com. They want to know, somebody wants to know, to get a bid, how do you do it? That was basically their question. How do they get a bid on the shower with the porcelain?
Pretty straightforward. They could just call the office and
you have to go out there to do it?
You definitely need to call out there and do it. But we do have a pretty good promotion going on right now with if you purchase a shower, we give you a free matching vanity countertop.
Really? So, the porcelain?
Of the porcelain. Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. It's gone over really well.
So you get the shower and they get the vanity?
Yep.
Okay. And that's all included?
It's all included.
303-904-2000. 303-904-2000, and it's renewhomeinnovations.com. Do you still have that incredible deal with the 72 months?
We haven't been running it for a while, but we do have 12 months no payments.
Oh, that's good. 12 months no payments?
Yes.
No interest?
No interest.
Okay. Sean, what's going on with you? Sean, what's happening?
Hey Tom, thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
I'm CenturyLink is driving me nuts. I switched my service to Comcast for my business internet and phone, and I've called them multiple times. All I ever get is the chat because you sit on hold for hours.
I know, it's terrible. So what's the issue?
Well, they keep saying, yeah, you're closed. You don't have anything with us, and then every month I'm getting a bill, and now it's up to $580.
500. Wait. When did the bill? Did this bill come years ago or weeks ago or suddenly show up, or how did it happen?
No. I canceled service like in November.
Okay.
And from November to now is the billing.
So when you canceled in November,
I even took transcripts. Yeah.
When you canceled, did you owe anything?
No, I paid. Well, I did owe, and I paid the final. What I thought was the final bill.
And it was it for cell service?
Zero balance.
Was it for cell?
No. It's business internet and phone.
So broadband. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you return the modem?
They said the guy came out here. It's a long story, but no, I didn't return the modem. But what they're charging me for, Mark, is for the service. They keep saying that I'm still hooked up and they're providing me internet service and phone service, even though the numbers are transferred to Comcast since last year.
Do you have the day when you officially canceled? Did you get any acknowledgement from them?
Yeah, I think I did. I got it in my emails.
In your email.
And I've gotten an acknowledgement every time I've called them to try and address this issue on the chat. They've acknowledged that it's, that I don't have a bill with them.
But you get a
Yeah,
bill
I
through
keep
the
getting
mail.
billed
But you're
every
getting
month.
a bill through the mail.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do they say the bill is for? Service? Like they're saying that every month you have service.
Yeah. Monthly service, yeah.
Well, why don't you just forget it? I mean,
It just keeps going.
I mean,
Well, that's what I was doing. I've tried, but I'm spend hours on the phone with these people, but every time I get a bill from them, it just pisses me off. You know what I mean?
I know it, but
Because I have a feeling it's going to go on my credit, and then I'm really going to.
well, no,
go
then
off.
you can take action if they do that. I would send back canceled on that date, and any kind of acknowledgement you have, I'd send it back with
The
every
best
bill.
$45 you'll ever spend on your first.
Okay, man. Are you taking off?
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm stepping away. I won't be taking that call as I thought. I'll be fine. So we'll just continue.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. How can I help you?
Yay.
Well, eventually it was. It started out up in my dining room, but then because I did it a while, I said, you know what? I'm gonna make a studio, and I made this damn studio, and I put the cameras in.
Okay. We are a call-in radio show, so you would have to go on air with Tom in order to get any assistance.
First on the Troubleshooter Show.
Are you okay with that? Okay, like I said, we are a call-in radio show, so you would have to go on air with Tom in order to get any assistance. We don't do any off-air calls. But you can go to referrallist.com, and there are some lawyers that are listed on there. Or you can go on with Tom and we can try to get you some free legal advice. But that would mean you would need to go on air.
President making those comments while hosting French leader Emmanuel Macron. The Vatican says Pope Francis is showing some improvement as he battles pneumonia. The 88-year-old pontiff remains.
Yeah, so it's the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show.
Never heard of it.
And what we do is we are consumer advocates. So we help people. But the issue is that we are a call-in radio show, so we only do on-air calls. So you would have to go on air with Tom in order to get any sort of advice or assistance.
Who's Tom?
What, Tom?
From Tom.
Huh? I was just commenting what
And
Dragon
any
is
of our
saying.
experts that you might have on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Off more than 1,000 corporate workers as the company continues to restructure under a new CEO. No baristas are taking part in
Well, like I said, so we don't guarantee any legal assistance. We basically just say you're very much welcome to go on referrallist.com. And I can spell that for you if you have a pen.
Kelly's in a good mood today.
Oh.
Okay, no problem. All right, all right.
She's being
Best
nice
of
to
luck
the
you.
callers.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. There are so many different people.
Crazy people?
No, so many different people who have no idea what this show is, including that one.
Including me.
But, like, why Why are we getting so many calls from people who have no idea what the hell this show is?
That sounds about right.
It's just uncanny.
Police officer was killed over the weekend in a shooting at a central Pennsylvania hospital. West York Borough Police Department officer Andrew Duarte, who was a member of the Denver Police Department between 2017 and 2022, was responding to a call at the hospital in the city of York near Harrisburg. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
Officer Duarte was the best of us. He was someone who performed a service and went out
Yes, in here.
to keep his neighbors safe.
The gunman who opened fire inside the hospital was also killed. Denver Broncos linebacker
Lance run around.
was arrested.
Oh, can you hear you? What?
Go home and let Lancey Poo run around.
Oh, nice. It's beautiful weather for him to go hang out in that yard and
Get muddy.
sleep in the sunshine.
Will Lloyd is a former NFL player who joined Sean Payton's staff in Denver prior to the 2023 season. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pill America.
Welcome to Highway Silicon. Good so far this afternoon. Minor backup on westbound 270 as you get through Commerce. Pretty heavy 570 up.
I blame Kelly.
Can I say when it comes up to 10 seconds?
Oh,
Say
sure.
10 seconds, guys?
Yeah, you got a minute.
Okay.
You can do it from in there too.
Yeah, but
This week on Red Pill America,
flag me when
Yeah.
I do it.
story
I'll
of
come in.
radioactive
Sure.
Glenn Beck by focusing on what could be his most enduring legacy, one that almost no one has
Yeah,
had
right?
until now. Listen to Red Pill America.
Bo does it all. He runs the board now.
Red Pill America, the Storytime Show.
My name is Kyle Mejia, host of the shocking new true crime podcast, Cook County. I got recruited into the Mama Alabama Police Department. Kenny was a Chicago firefighter.
Okay. I think it might be time.
Listen to Cook County, America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Cook County to start listening.
Will you have the income you need for retirement? Worried about your investments? There's something you can do about it. A plan guaranteed in writing not to lose a
You've been training for this your whole life. You ready?
I'm ready.
Call
I
now
don't
for a
need
free
that.
retirement evaluation.
No.
Get a free best-selling book by certified financial
So it's got 30 now.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yep.
So
So
when
this is the active spot that's playing. That's the entire spot blocked.
when it goes to 0?
When this says 10, you can yell at him.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Showpack's coming up. Dan Bongino named the Deputy Director of the FBI. What impact will that have? But Jonathan Tobin from
10 seconds, guys.
In celebrating the deaths of Jews at K. Smythe Hill on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. How can we help you? Whatever we can do, we will do for you. So we have one guy on the line wondering what to do about his CenturyLink issue. We've been talking to other people today about all kinds of issues in their life. And whatever you have going on in your life, you can call us and ask for help, information, give us a complaint, just unload. There's a lot happening consumer-wise. A lot of people are upset in the federal government that they have to justify their jobs. They have to actually go to the office and work. Can you imagine that there is a government so cruel as to require people to show up at the office and actually work? I have never seen such a cruelty in my life. God, bring back Biden. Who ever heard of working an honest week and actually showing what we've done? Okay, here's some text, by the way. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, Tom, your dude, Drew, doesn't seem to be wrapped too tight. But I will say this, and I don't want to be indelicate here, but I personally know a woman who gives themselves a colonic in preparation of that area. Never mind. Okay. Thank you for that information. So for those listening, we have a caller, Drew, who calls in from time to time, but he's always calling in wanting to sue somebody or get money from somebody. Isn't that really it? I don't dislike this guy, Drew. I mean, he's actually become a fixture over the years. I remember when he wanted to sue the Jersey, or I don't know, some sports venue. He's been suing people his entire life. Suing people. That's what he does. I could have sworn that Drew crackpot said he will never call again, or I could have sworn you told him never to call again. I did.
I'm pretty sure he said he was going to sue you for the GoFundMe page mishap.
And then also, I remember him saying that he was going to curse. Don't you remember? He was praying that some curses on us. He really did. I mean,
that sounds accurate.
I deleted the email. Has Drew tried possibly becoming a Republican? Oh, and he wouldn't be so full of... Never mind.
He is a Republican.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, here's the bottom line. I don't know how this man existed in life, because he's always has people against him in his mind or doing him wrong. He's always blaming people for something. It would be very interesting to know his life story. Man. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Tom, I look at what's going on with Doge as a positive. I work for a very large corporation, and I want this company to be successful. When the owner is pulling in big bucks, the paychecks that buy what I need aren't bouncing. Oh, that's good. So he's saying, so why do you think, though, that this new thing it's amazing the outrage people have over this Department of Government Efficiency. If ever there was a definition...
There isn't much outrage.
No, there is. There's an outrage among, let's put it this way, Mark, among Democrats, there's an outrage.
Yeah, there's very few of them that are that nutso. Give them some credit, man.
All right. Anyway, so 303.
They make it sound like half the country's in an uproar. It's simply not true.
Oh, speaking of that, you're right. Because here's what they said in a poll. I've seen some polls saying that most of America does not trust the media to report on what's going on accurately. The media is no longer trusted. Boy, I can't believe how many texts I'm getting from people saying, please, no more calls from Drew. Man.
That last one was really rough.
About number 2, he has to go to the emergency room every 2 days to get evacuated.
It was unlike any other call I remember.
Yeah. So, in any case, I think the bottom line is, when it comes, there are people that I call perpetual victims. And I truly mean that. They are literally perpetual victims. They are always looking for someone to blame something on. So, by the way, do you know I found a site, I love this site, where you can put in a gender, you can put in an age, you can put in a race, and you can put in an ethnicity. And it will tell you what crimes are committed against you. Statistically. For example,
What is it?
Okay, let's say, it's called...
What's the site?
Security.org. And then you got to drill down, resources, crime safety index. But let's say take a female here. I'll send you the link, Mark. I'll send you the link. So I'm looking at female. Hold on, let me put female there, and then put age. So females, let's say 36 to 55, and let's say white. And here are the offenses that most affect them. Assaults, 33%. Larceny and theft, 26%. Destruction or damage of their property, 13%. Fraud offenses, 12%. Is this incredible? Mark, I'm definitely going to send you, I'm definitely sending you the link here. I'm going to text it to you. People, I should put this up. Wait, I can put it up on YouTube, right? That link? Are we allowed to put links up there? Because it's a pretty incredible site. You put in, according to crime statistics, if you put in the age and all of that, the gender, it'll tell you. Here, I'm sending you the link right there. There it is. It's called 2023 Crime and Safety Index. So if you put in, like, for example, let's say males, and let's say older males, 76 and above, that are white, let's just say. There. What do they have? Okay, larceny and theft is number one. 35% of older men are robbed. Fraud is 17%. Destruction of their property, 15%. Burglary, breaking and entering, 14%. Motor vehicle theft, 7%. So what would you think? So I'm trying to find the ones where cyber. Let's take people, men, 36 to 55. And I wish you could put in more than just white or Native American or black. Or I wish you, oh yeah, let's put any. That's right, any. So here you go. Okay. So in this offense, in males, larceny and theft, 31%. Man, assault offenses, 24%. Assault and larceny seem to be up there. But fraud, Mark, are you seeing this site? Because I think it's incredible. So let's take people 18 to 35, males. Again, number one is assault offenses against them, or larceny and theft against them, destruction of their personal property, motor vehicle theft, 7%. So if you wanted to see what affects you, what crime affects you, you can go to this stupid site. It's wonderful, security.org. Now, as far as crime goes, though, how many packages do you think online purchases generate in the United States? What would you say? How many packages? Have you ever thought about how many packages a year? Ready? 22 billion. 22 billion go to our porches. Hence, these findings. $12 billion were stolen off of porches last year. Do you understand? $12 billion in merchandise was stolen off of porches in 1 year. That's $1 billion a month. $1 billion a month. What do you think the highest porch pirate states are? What do you think the highest? Mark, give me a guess. The highest porch pirate state.
California.
No, Kentucky. Now this, I don't even get these. Number 2, North Dakota. Number 3, Nebraska. Number 4, Iowa. I know you were thinking New York, California, me too. No. And number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, Alaska. Those are the top 5. Kentucky, North Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Alaska. 1 in 4 people are victimized by porch fires. They're saying it's the number 1 up-and-coming crime. 9 in 10 Americans are worried about it. And then who receives more package thefts? Apartment dwellers or single-family homes? Well, come on. That's easy. Apartment dwellers have double the rate of piracy. Double the rate. 14% of Americans take no precautions to cut down on porch pirating. What can you do to cut down on porch pirating? Really, what can you do? I mean, there's got to be a system soon because it's getting to be.
Doorbell camera, I would think.
Well, no, that doesn't stop it. That just gives you a nice recording of it. I mean, that's all you see on Ring.
What a lockbox.
Some kind of a lockbox that works, where the package goes in but nothing comes out. So is it the kind of lockbox where the delivery person just drops it in, or do they have a key? Mark, we've had people bring new products to us where they propose these boxes on the porch that are bolted down to the
Yeah, that one was dumb, though, because you could pick up the whole box.
Well, yeah, but then he said we were going to bolt it down. But what's
Well,
amazing,
I guess so, but how many people do that?
Now, Colorado, by the way, is a medium. Okay, the median value of stuff stolen in Colorado is $87.
Yeah, but what are you talking? Just porch pirate, then, right?
That's it. Everything we're talking about is just porch piracy right now. Yep, and it's just like I said. It's something that do people ride around just looking for this? What do you think the states are with the least? This is amazing to me. The least amount of porch pirates. Connecticut, Michigan, Utah, Georgia, and New Jersey. The least amount. New Jersey is one of the lowest in the lowest 5. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Leon, you're next.
This is Michael Brown, and you know how much I love small businesses. If you're thinking about advertising but not sure about how, where, or the cost, then KHOW is the one place where you can get everything you need to market and grow your small business. Radio or podcast ads, social media or digital, we can do it all, including search and email. If your small business needs to grow, let us help you with a plan that fits your budget and your needs. Call 844-844-IHEART. That's 844-844-IHEART.
Sheridan Auto Tech. They are the people who will treat you like family and take care of your car, your maintenance, your repairs, whether it's minor or major, electrical issues as well, and pre-buy inspections on used cars. That is a very valuable service. Only like $120. They spend more than an hour on this car. You will love the way they do that pre-buy inspection. SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242. Vestera Turnkey can get you involved in investing in real estate like a landlord without the hassle. Barry Miller and his team search out the best markets for upside appreciation, for positive cash flow with rents. They help you find the property, buy the property, sell the property, and in between, get a management company to help you manage the company, the property. You don't even have to take a phone call, and you can get 30 to 80% returns in as little as 2 years. Check him out, mybiggestreturn.com, 303-888-3788.
I mean, she said, I don't want anything to do with this. It's yours. I don't care if you throw it in the trash. I'm done. And she just hung up on me. So I've had that in my collection for 20 years, but technically it's not paper. I mean, it is in a way, but I think what would happen, I got inspired by that guy, Green Mountain. I'd have to try to find his paperwork and have him, because he's dead. I don't know. I mean, it's not contraband. It's on paper. Except the paper's really fucked up. And I got to find a letter from the, because the ATF did send me a letter, because I sent them a letter saying, hey, they sent me some letter. Well, I have the letter from the ATF. But then I just hung it up on the
same
rack.
as a Form 3 or Form 4.
By that time, I got the gun for next to nothing. You know, I think I got it for nothing. He just wanted it out. He just wanted it out of his. He didn't want to wait around for the paperwork.
Sure.
He just wanted out. I'm moving to California.
Sure.
But that guy's practically transferred. He bought the thing brand new from Ruger, and he never shot it. Because he wanted to carry it around in his police car, you know, and Aspen, I forget what county, Gilpin County, they wouldn't do it. They said, there's no way we're going to let you drive around with that.
Good call.
I don't even think they let it have an AR. Well, no, I need this because I'm going in people's houses. And they said no. I think I even had the box for it. So I took it out to the Brighton because I was a little worried about it. So we went out to the Brighton Police Department. We went out to and then an outdoor range where I shot it. It was fun to shoot.
I bet.
It's a lot more. It seems like it's a lot more. You can stay on target more with that than an AR because it's heavy. You know? I mean, it's like an M14, and that thing's gonna rust. AR's a lot lighter.
Very nice. That's what they were built for. This is aluminum. See if you can get some advice from Jake on what to do and how to transfer it.
I need to find some paper.
Yeah, just bring him everything and see. Because maybe he can kind of.
Yeah, I'm glad he helped me out on mine. I wasn't worried about that signature, but that's really worried about it. You're supposed to let it know. I said, I'm only moving a mile, but your Jake guy said they don't care. My friend who checked it out just they don't care.
I think they do care. Plus, it depends on who you get. One of these guys might have a burr up his ass, and he's like, I'm going to nail everybody I come across. And the next guy says, well, I don't give a shit.
I mean, I wasn't moving out of state. I was in the same zip code. I went from Denver to Lakewood. I think I lived in Harvard Park. No, Frank, I was in Lakewood when I did all of that stuff, so I did. Because back in the day, you had to mail all that stuff, and you had to do the returns receipt, I think, and you had to process it all and send it all, get it all re-stamped.
It was a big deal.
So what the hell am I doing that for a mile? You know, for moving a mile away. But then I got worried about it. I guess they don't care.
Yeah, I have to carry all the paperwork for my SBR in my silencer wherever I go.
10 seconds.
Yeah. Your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Leon, what's happening? Hello, Leon.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, man. What's going on?
Hey. All right. I've had a little bit of a problem with a company called Gemini. They have an app that you can trade in crypto. And I decided in December I wanted, just before Christmas, I'm going to put some money into cryptocurrency.
Leon, how did you get a hold of Gemini?
All right, I went to the internet and Googled what's the best app to download to get into crypto.
Okay.
And they were the number one advertised on the internet. They had a bunch of crypto apps that you can look at, but these guys were, according to the Google search, they were the best guys.
Okay.
So I registered. I had to give them all my info. There's a lot of things going into it. And then once you're registered, you have to put in money into your wallet so that you can start trading.
Right.
And that took a couple of days for it to show up in my wallet, which it did. And then they froze my account. And it's like, what?
Okay, Leon.
Why? And I thought, okay, maybe something.
How much did you put in your account?
$2,000.
And how much crypto were you supposed to get?
So it's not a lot. You open to trade in different kinds of crypto, so you can put in $500 into Bitcoin and then do Doge or whatever. You can play with it, and then once you want to withdraw your money, you just click a button and you say,
how soon did they freeze your account after you opened it?
Immediately. I haven't been able to buy any crypto, so my money is sitting in my Gemini account in that wallet, and it's stuck. I can't get it out. I can't get into the app. But the main thing is these guys doesn't respond. There is no way to get a hold of these people.
Is it okay? So you have no idea. You have no idea why this is happening.
They say I needed. Okay, this is what the email said, that I had to try and get. I had to identify myself by taking a picture with my driver's license in my hand with the date of the day that I took the picture in my other hand, and they wanted to see my face clearly. So that I've done that twice because I received the email twice, and I thought, okay, this problem will be solved. And then nothing happened. Now this is before Christmas it started. And every now and then I would go to the customer complaints area, send another email and say, hey guys, my account's still frozen. Then somebody else will email me back after a couple of days and tell me, all right, we need details of your bank account. And I was like, why? And I send it, but I blacked out everything that could be used.
Right.
By all the stuff that they shouldn't have. And then the latest one that I got yesterday was they want to see where my wealth is coming. I have to give proof of the wealth that I'm using to buy the crypto.
Well, wait. But hold on. What do you mean prove the wealth? It's only $2,000. What do you have to prove?
I know. They want either bank statements that for the last 60 days, or they want a pay slip, pay stub, anything that can prove where I got the money from.
How did you fund it?
Well, I funded it through my business that I drew money out to pay myself and then paid for that. So it's my salary out.
No, I mean, was it like an ACH? Was it a wire? How did you fund it?
Oh, yeah, it was a wire. Yeah, we had to wire the money over to them.
This sounds like an ID theft in progress, like a really deep, sophisticated ID theft operation.
I think they think he's laundering money. Gemini's legit, long as he was really dealing with them.
Yep. Now, I haven't even started using the app. I went to the Better Business Bureau, put a complaint in with them. I did everything they wanted, and then I found a page on Facebook, Gemini page, and everybody is complaining like crazy. They are reacting to my story, and they're putting up their own stories that they have the same problem. So the customer service sucks on this company. They have no customer service. There is a number that you can call, but you will never get an answer there. So there's no way to speak to a person and try to figure out what else do they need, or just get the thing unfrozen. That's as easy as it is. So yeah.
What if you said, what if you just said, I want my money back, forget it?
I did. My wife sent a very, very well written email, and she said, hey guys, we give up. We don't want to trade any more crypto. We don't want to deal with you guys. Can we just have our money back? But now the problem is you have to get into your Gemini account to be able to transfer the money back to your bank account. And there's no way. Once I put in my login credentials, the first screen that pops up is I can see there's 2,000, and then immediately it says your account has been frozen.
God, there
So,
apparently is
yeah.
a lot of people with this same issue that I'm seeing.
Really? Wow.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
what
on Reddit.
Okay,
Okay,
so
and
what?
I
I
was
mean,
on Facebook
is it a
today, there's a bunch
scam
of-
or what? Are they just stealing money?
I think they just don't have the people to listen to complaints and react accordingly and fixing stuff. Because according to the internet, these guys are legit. They are the best guys. They're very high on security. So, yeah, and that's what I was looking for. I didn't want a scammer, so I went with the guys that was the most legit that I could find. And how else would you be able to trade in crypto? That was my thing. I didn't know anything about it, and now I'm stuck. I've got $2,000 that's stuck somewhere, and nobody's reacting.
But they do give you a path, even though it's round and about, right? Of what you need to do. Didn't you follow each step they gave you?
Yeah, I did. I did yesterday again, but every time they pass up something new, and I would think when you register, they got all my info from that registration on the Gemini app before I even put money in, and now they're coming back with all these little things, and instead of
Take a break when you can, buddy.
my account, I don't know how the operation works. If somebody else has to do it, and this guy needs to do that. And
No,
the
I
next
know
guy
what you
needs
mean.
to do
It
the
does sound like an
different thing.
elaborate scam. Mark, do you think it's an elaborate scam, or
Yeah.
is it too legit to be, or too big to be not? I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people seem to use this.
I don't know. It's possible. Maybe it's a failing model, but I mean, everything that I see about that company, I mean, they're legit. I mean, but there's a lot of complaints exactly like this. I don't understand why they don't use like ID me when you've got to like hold up your license next to you and something in the other hand. That's kind of weird. I don't know why they don't use something like ID me.
That's right. There's better technology, and these guys should know about that. I'm pretty sure they IT guys and they high tech stuff. So it's just weird. Really, really weird.
I'm not sure what we
But
could
like I
do
said-
though. We're not going to be able to. We have no contacts there.
Yeah, you won't be able to get even close to anybody, to speak to anybody there. It's just impossible. But I just wanted your listeners to know, just make sure, be careful. Be careful of these guys. I'm still
Yeah, but
struggling,
there's
and I'm
got
still
to be a
fighting.
way. There has
And,
got to be a way to get that money back.
Hey, I got a suggestion on how to get their attention. So we'll never get through to anybody, but if you just sue them in small claims court for your $2,000, you're going to get somebody's attention right away.
But Mark,
and they're going to get this settled.
But if they don't, Mark, don't they have to have a registered agent here to do that?
Well, you'd have to find someone to sue here. I'm not sure who. I don't even know if that
these
company's
guys are-
based in the U.S. I don't know.
They are based in New York, so their office is in New York. Definitely U.S. company.
All right, I'll check the Secretary of State's office right now.
Yeah, or then let's check with New York, because it would be worth it to sue them in New York on a Zoom. I think they're still doing Zoom in New York. Anyway, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. Download the free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Yeah, we're still looking at a great drive across the Denver highways. I-25 clear from Thornton to the Tech Center. 225 through Aurora, also up to speed. A little heavy in Commerce City for that westbound side of 270, right around Vasquez. Nothing really too major there, though. Also through Highlands Ranch, C470 in good shape. Did have a crash off the highways, just cleared at Mississippi and Abilene. With a look at traffic, I'm Justin Tyler.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of Butch Cassidy. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
John Fuller is a personal injury attorney, and I hope you never need him, but John is there to answer questions whether you hire him or not. No attorneys are available usually before you engage the law firm. You usually have to go through some kind of intake process. And then, of course, they'll talk to you maybe, or one of their paralegals. But John Fuller will talk to you directly, person to person, whether you hire him or not. Give him a call, 303-597-4500. He'll give you an evaluation of your case, what it's worth, what you could collect, where you collect, what your next step should be, and give you the outcomes of similar cases. He's a wealth of information, all free of charge. And then when you hire him, there's no out-of-pocket either. It's, on a percentage fee basis. That's John Fuller, Fuller Law, 303-597-4500.
Getting another crack at the Jayhawks. Hi, this is Voice of the Boss Mark Johnson. Tonight, CU hosts Kansas in Boulder. Coverage begins at 8:30. Tip off at 9.
Tom, I have the registered agent info here in Colorado.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. Let me know when you guys want me to update that.
Right now when we come back.
Cool.
Hey, how are you? Just trying to stay awake.
How do you preserve your wealth and live the lifestyle you've always wanted to? Tune in to the Asset Prevention Hour with Stuart Willis weekly here on 630 KHOW, Saturday mornings at 9. Paid for by government. Now is the time to fill your vault with Morgan silver bars. Grab your piece of America's silver legacy with this special offer. These spectacular shining silver bars featuring a crisp image of the iconic Morgan silver dollar, a legendary coin that has captivated collectors for generations. Call now to secure 1-ounce silver bars minted in 99.9% pure silver and made in the USA. Don't miss out on this special deal, regularly priced at $49.95, but for a limited time, only $39.95. Save $10 per silver bar. Limit of 25 bars per customer. The more you buy, the more you save. Up to $250 in savings and free shipping on every order.
Plus, with qualifying orders, you'll receive a free Morgan Silver Dollar. That's a $59.95 value free. Call 1-800-973-9714 now to secure your 1-ounce Morgan Silver bars for only $39.95. That's 1-800-973-9714. Address hair loss with the same simple one-day treatment I received. AdvancedHair.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's talk to you about your problems, questions, and complaints. Now, this issue with crypto, a lot of people are having, but they're also having it with bank accounts, online bank accounts. There's been a massive, I guess, crackdown on fraud, they say, and they're flagging accounts where they think there might be anything amiss, making people do all kinds of things to verify their accounts. And Deputy D said you might be able to sue them in small claims court to get their attention. See, what I love about small claims is that even though it's small, they can't ignore it because it becomes a real claim. And you put $2,000 in there, and that's right within the limits of small claims court. Do they actually have a Colorado registered agent, Deputy D?
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, I just looked them up. So it's the typical CT Corporation Services Company or CT Corporation System, and they're the registered agent in Colorado for Gemini Trust Company. And so you can serve them over there on Arapahoe Road in Centennial.
So, Mark, have you ever, in all of your small claims, have you ever had to serve that that registered agent who is a professional registered agent?
Yeah, of course.
And so what do they do? Do they make sure they take service and get it to the right people?
Yeah, generally you just drop it in their basket. I mean, it's straightforward.
Oh, really? They don't require personal service? There's no one there?
That is a personal service. They hire that company to take the service. You walk in, you drop it in a basket usually, and then sign in and out.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's pretty cool. So they must have hundreds of companies they represent as a registered agent. Deputy D, how did you find that? At the Secretary of State?
Yeah, I looked up Gemini, what is it called? It's called just Gemini Trust Company, LLC. And apparently it's owned by those weird Winklevoss twins.
What is that all about? I heard about that. What is Winklevoss?
So they went into this huge legal battle with Mark Zuckerberg a few years ago because they claim, according to that lawsuit, they actually invented Facebook, and they allege that Zuckerberg stole the idea and took off with it.
There's a whole movie about it, Tom.
Oh, you're right.
About
You're
those
right,
twins,
Mark.
though? Really? I didn't know that's what it was about. Is that social?
I don't know what the movie's called. Mark, what's that movie called?
Is it?
I don't. It's 20 years ago. I don't know.
The Social Network.
Oh, so nothing ever came of those claims.
They all went to where'd they go to school? Harvard. They all went to the same school where it started.
Man, can you imagine? Why did that take? I often wonder, why do some take off and others don't? For example, YouTube and Vimeo. I mean, Vimeo never really went anywhere. It's pretty big, but nowhere close to YouTube. Or if you look at other kinds of services, I mean, there were all kinds of. Remember, what was the one? Vines, was it, before TikTok? Was it called Vines? They were short video that just went.
Yes, it was Vines.
Vines. Why did that go by the wayside? And is MySpace even around anymore? MySpace?
No, MySpace does not exist anymore. I think Facebook took it over.
I mean, it literally went
And
away.
Instagram bought Vines, I believe.
I wonder why certain things make it and certain things don't. Now, if you talk to young people, they think Facebook is antiquated and gone. Now, I went to myspace.com and it's still around. It's Facebook. I mean, MySpace.
Yeah, but it's like a music thing now. It's nothing to do with what MySpace once was.
Yeah, it is. In fact, it's all music. It seems to be. There are some videos and stuff, but man, it's amazing to me how many places there are though online, and competing for, audiences. And then you have something that just explodes like a TikTok, or you have something that it just takes off. And that goes the same with apps and with technology like Uber and Lyft. There were several rideshare companies. Another one that's really doing well is it Turo, the renting, peer-to-peer car renting? That's really taking off now, where you can rent a car from a private owner in a city somewhere, and everything is done peer-to-peer. It's amazing, and it's cheap. Now, I did that one time. I rented a car for my daughter when hers was being repaired, and it was door-to-door service directly from the owner. You pay by credit card, and it's really cool. So, is Leon still on? Leon, you still there?
I'm listening.
Did you hear where to go to
Hello?
serve on the small claims court?
I would like it. Yeah, where do I go also and get that done?
Leon, you need to go visit the Colorado Secretary of State website and click on business search.
Yeah.
And put in that company name.
Okay.
Gemini Capital. And you'll see a whole bunch of filings for that company. Just click on the latest one, and it tells you who their current registered agent is.
And you just go down to Centennial there, and you serve them. And the way you do the small claim
Not
is...
you. He can't do it because he's a party to the lawsuit. So he has to have somebody else who's 18 or older to go serve CT
Go
Corporation.
online, though. You got to go online and fill out the application for the summons for small claims court. And then you have someone else serve it down in Centennial. And again, they have to do something. If you sue them, that's what I would do. I would love for you to tell us what happens when you sue them for the $2,000 and just say that they refuse to release your money and they have not helped you with crypto. I'd love to see what happens in this case because this is a giant company. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man. Free evaluations of your home for the asking. This is a complete analysis of the neighborhood, the comps, supply and demand, interest rates, and everything affecting the sale of your home to let you know what you will sell it for, what you will net, and even what you can buy. And that's a complimentary service by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Yeah, we're still looking at a great drive across the Denver highways. I-25 clear from Thornton to the Tech Center. 225 through Aurora, also up to speed. A little heavy in Commerce City for that westbound side of 270, right around Vasquez. Nothing really too major there, though. Also through Highlands Ranch, C470 in good shape. Did have a crash off the highways, just cleared at Mississippi and Abilene. With a look at traffic, I'm Justin Tyler.
This week on Red Pilled America, we tell the story of radio icon Glenn Beck by focusing on what could be his most enduring legacy, one that almost no one has highlighted until now. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
888heating.com. High efficiency units that can save you 30 to 40% a month from what you're used to paying. And you don't get anybody better than 888heating.com for your high efficiency replacements. In fact, they say they have the guaranteed lowest price with the same equipment, and they mean the same type of equipment. They're not going to bust your chops. You will get the best price. 303-770-2776, 888heating.com.
Have that little question, have you ever served on a jury before? No. Are you able to be impartial? Sure. Will you be able to, you know, and it basically, they ask you all the same questions, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Do you believe in the death penalty? Yes. Do you believe in putting people in jail? Yes.
You too, buddy. Yeah.
All right, see you, Dimitri.
Coming in here tomorrow after all.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, Mark just asked me to come in.
Okay.
As we come in tomorrow. So I'll have Wednesday.
Okay, are you, so you're not going to do it? Okay.
Mark wanted me here. So.
If you're thinking about advertising, I'm not sure about how, where,
So give him a call, see if he made a mistake.
where you can get everything you need to market and grow your small business. Radio or podcast ads, social media or digital, we can do it all, including search and email. If your small business needs to grow, let us help you with a plan that fits your budget and your needs. Call 844-844-IHEART. That's 844-844-IHEART.
Do you have a remote cabin or want to live off grid?
Oh, of course. Who doesn't?
The only company specializing in these special standalone systems with battery backups and auxiliary generators. With Red Rock Solar, you get sales, installation, and service. Complete solar. Red Rock's roof and solar. Locally owned and operated by a veteran. Honesty and integrity. 303-704-2449. 704-2449. RedRocksRS.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to slow it down. Eye Survey is proven to slow GA progression. Eye Survey or Avastin Captive Paybook is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Eye Survey can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Eye Survey may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Eye Survey today. Visit eyesurvey.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
You have the reasons why to get your project done. So what about the way? We're about to help you with the way, and you'll get it done sooner than later. Todd? Okay, Dad, here it is. Folks, we are, for a very short time, offering bank financing or a significant cash discount on all services, just like install dates. With so many style, color, design, and material options available, you'll be really excited to start the solution for your kitchen, bath, or basement dilemma now. Contact us for details. That's really exciting, Todd. For nearly 40 years now, kitchens, bathrooms, counters and floors, finished basements, and windows and doors. Done right. You have our work location right at Done Right. Go to drhi.com or 303-722-2295 or 800-362-8370.
Why did the godfather of AI warn that the very thing he helped create now has a 10 to 20% chance of leading to human extinction in the next 3 decades? And what he learned from losing his wife to cancer about how to approach the future of AI. I'm Oscar Loshin, host of Tech Stuff, and I'm so excited to share this memorable and intimate conversation with Nobel laureate Jeffrey Hinton. Listen to Tech Stuff on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Tech Stuff to start listening.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Ryan Schuling.
Private investigator Allison
10 seconds.
Timeline established by the Jeffco Sheriff's Office in the Columbine High School grooming scandal. Show starts Monday at 2 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. CMG Financial does the all-in-one loan, which is the liquid loan. You can borrow it up and pay it down over a 30-year line of credit. It's a really good tool. And if you keep money in the bank, it counts against average daily balance. Now, what that means, by the way, that means a lot. Because what that does is allows you to reduce your interest rate. 303 Martino is the number you want to call now, and you can get in line for the next show. You can call 24/7, leave a message, make sure you leave a phone number, and we'll get back to you. That's 303 Martino. 303-627-8466. And please don't ever forget Referralist.com, the finest gathering of professionals. Referralist.com. Save all your problems for me.
All right, guys are clear. See ya.
Thank you, man.
Tom Martino.